It's a lot.
Oh yeah, wasn't we supposed to go over by
Yeah,
you
y'all ain't shit. Y'all
and
ain't
get
shit.
some Juneteenth?
Y'all ain't shit.
Who's
Yeah.
y'all? Me too?
Yeah, I said it in the Henny and Hotwings group
What did you say?
that I was throwing something on the grill.
But then you was like, nah, for real, I'm kidding, but nah, for real, I'm not
I was
kidding.
kidding,
But
and I
for
was
real,
kidding
I'm
about the
not
bring
kidding,
the
but not
stuff.
for
I
real.
said I was kidding about the bring the stuff, but I wasn't kidding.
Oh, nigga, we didn't even have to bring nothing up on my way, son.
Come on, let's do it right here in the house right now.
I'm about to get on my way.
Yeah.
On my own.
Okay. All right.
When did I don't see any of this?
Wow, you got to scroll up, sis. You got to scroll up.
He was probably too in love.
Remember, we are a black business. Do you guys think we should charge?
Keep going up.
Oh, I should have put on some eyebrows.
I mean, Dre's not here. We're just gonna do what we do. I told him to come 5 minutes early.
He's a girl though.
Oh, he's saying okay. We're not recording. Oh, we are recording. Oh my God.
He knows. I'm gonna tell him.
No, I'm talking about what I just said.
What'd you say?
I'm not saying it again.
Tell me what you said. Let me hear it. Sharing a friend's time.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything.
You don't see anything that says.
Here we go.
What
I'm your new man. I'm coming over. That's why you don't see it, because it's not your new man saying I'm coming over.
Oh, it's not your new man.
That's why.
Coming for your chin, nigga.
Chin shots all day, baby.
I just want the record to reflect it ain't me.
And she's still scrolling. I'm gonna show you when I had it. I'm scrolling too.
I already got a couple of businesses in mind.
Keep going.
Just peep the dates. I masturbated so good last night when I woke up. My clip.
Wow. You don't have to read all the group messages. We're recording now. Okay. Sheesh. I was talking about a cookout.
Mo, you didn't. This is the wrong group chat.
I did. No, I did. You're not gonna do me like that. I did.
Was it
probably before? Huh?
Was it before our well-oiled machine?
Yeah, it was like earlier in the week.
It was early in the week. It was. Facts.
Yeah. We are. She's still searching. You got
I see something
We're about to go live. Just want you guys to know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Before I say something else crazy.
It's okay. This is the show that starts before the show. I don't want to turn off the air conditioner, but it will get really, 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 really hot in here. And I'm not about that life.
I don't want you to turn off the air conditioner either. Do you see that I'm grown up with a microphone today? Do you see that I'm grown up with a microphone?
Oh, no. I was going to save that for the show. And I was like, ooh, okay,
I'm
microphone.
Grown. I'm grown.
Tell me about it. Tell me what we have going on here. See y'all.
I got mixes and things and thinking I'm grown and stuff.
Oh, I'm about to get, I ordered something from somebody a while. Was that my titty?
I think you got to grab that again. Grab it. Whatever you had to grab it again. You got to. Nope, that's not it. All right. Way to ruin the moment. Way to ruin it.
I'm like, what do you want me to do? Because I'm going to do it.
I need you to lean over like how you did before to grab it. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're already live.
Lean back. So, I believe, are we live? Do you guys know?
Yeah, we're on Facebook. We're here.
We are there. And this has
done. Shoot, I'm so sorry. I forgot to get my phone charger and I need to be able to.
Go ahead. We're still kind of setting up, but we didn't want to be late.
You know how that goes.
You know. Our first 2 weeks, we was like mad early. We was mad ready. Now we like, I'm going to get there when I get there.
Hey, Dre. We can't hear you.
Hi, Andre.
Y'all had me like, I had to like figure this shit out because the shit was said not supported or some wild shit like that. So I had to.
How do you feel? How come everybody, when they come here, they're always in a little square box like this?
What square box?
Like this, it's a box. Like you're in a box. Not saying that you wouldn't want to be in. I'm saying you probably like to be in a box.
Oh my God! Okay, I see
it's
where
very
we're going.
boxy.
It's very boxy.
It's very boxy.
We're starting already.
She's starting already.
We're starting already.
I didn't
Hi,
even know-
Dre.
Is there anybody even on the live? Is niggas even?
Ms. Mo, what's good?
What's
Ms. Mo,
happening
let me
with
get
you?
some tissue. I gotta wipe my face. It's hot.
Oh, okay.
All right, wipe
Ah.
your face. Wipe
Yeah,
it
I'm
down.
I
Wipe
cannot.
it
down.
down.
I already see where we're going.
You already know where this is headed.
I don't know what you
Dre.
guys are talking about. I'm on my best behavior tonight.
Is that what
We gonna see.
Because,
is that what we're
yeah,
calling
We gonna see.
link in bio.
it? Boom. Let me
Link.
make sure I'm not the person with the sound, and I am the person with the sound. Darn it.
Link in
How do I
bio.
sound? Do I sound good? I'm clear.
You clear.
We're
You
good to
are.
go?
You sound very good. Let me see. Do you have to have the shirt on? I was trying to figure out the contrast of what's
Wow.
going on. Is the shirt something that you
Yeah.
definitely want to have on, or
Here
Yeah,
we
I
go.
want
Alright,
to. I
cool.
want to have my. I want to have my shirt on. So.
you sure?
Mhm.
All right, because I don't want you to
Here we
feel like you have to be a particular way to be here.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm just gonna
Expo.
keep my shirt on. I'm just gonna
Okay.
keep my shirt on. So.
And if at any moment, because I know it's a little hot, if at any moment you're like, hey, damn, I would like to take my shirt off, then that's cool. That's completely cool.
That's perfectly
all right.
fine. Okay, I will. I will keep that in mind, Sauce.
Good. And we just want to make sure that you start out knowing that our house is your house.
Wow.
Mi casa
Gracias.
S.
es tu casa.
Suka.
What
I'm
is
glad-
your problem?
I'm glad it's not me this time. I'm glad I get a break this
I've been
week.
waiting for this moment all my life. Every
You are
day.
starting with the
All
harassment
your life,
early.
Sauce. All your
Oh
All
yeah,
my
is
life.
this called okay? Let's start there.
Early
Is this
harassment.
called harassment?
Wow.
Yes.
Me too. Dre, go ahead and me too. Okay.
Does it feel like harassment? Do you feel some type of way? Do you feel like I am, at unwanted advantage?
Ooh, I like it.
I concur.
I concur.
Step away. Look, this is me stepping away.
There's not even anything to concur.
I
So
concur.
I agree if that is what you want.
Okay.
And with that said, welcome to another episode of Henny and Hotwings, where the show starts before the show starts. And
Blah, blah.
with me, I have my lovely co-host, and we have a special guest. So we'll start with the lady on the top. Hey, girl, how are you, Jill Badu?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine. Tell us a little bit about you.
Wow. She does this every single time.
And this is not even any shade tonight. I'm legit chilling.
We don't even know what that means. Tell us about you.
Like a job interview tell you about
Right.
me? Like,
Yeah, tell me about your strengths and weaknesses.
Why do you want this position? Like, what?
Do you want to know like her favorite color? I don't.
Like, I don't know what
understand
that
what's going on here.
means.
that's one of my least favorite questions when you meet a new person and they're like, so tell me about you.
In
You like
Westville,
long
looking
walks?
up for you.
So
Born and
broad.
raised. Like, I don't know.
So maybe tell us your
Does
name.
she like long walks in the park or like I don't
It's the dating
understand.
Yeah. Where do I go from here? It's so broad.
Do you like long walks in the park?
I do. I love long walks.
That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you next, Miss.
You next, lady, over here. So I'm Ms. Mofilla. Hi. I don't have a dating profile spiel to give to you guys. So shout out to Happy Juneteenth and
Happy Juneteenth!
Happy
We kind of
Juneteenth.
free.
Yes.
We kind of free.
We kind of free. Although some of us didn't know yet. So
A little
Just
bit.
a little bit. Just a
We
little
almost
bit.
didn't know
there.
Just a
yet,
little
but
bit.
you know,
Just a little
we
bit.
working
Everybody
towards
almost
it. We working
knows
towards
that
it.
we free, just in case.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
we
just
there.
a little bit, just a tad, smidge.
A tad bit. A
But-
smidget.
This
But I
one's
feel
gonna
like
try
this
to-
week, I don't think I should do the introduction this week. I feel like Hot Sauce should do the introduction this week for our special
Aye,
guest.
aye,
It's only right.
aye.
It's only right.
Ay.
Only right.
This week I have one of my good up friend and
Good idea.
Good up.
my
Big
good
up.
up friend Andre Robinson, Dre Rob, Dre the God, Sexy
Ooh.
McSexy.
Did you
Hot
like
Talk
it?
that
Sauce's
talk.
ex-fake
Did you like it,
pretend
Dre?
boyfriend.
Talk that talk, Sauce.
The man that lights the fire under
Ooh.
Yeah.
my wood.
Wow.
No.
What?
Nope.
Oh, pause.
Under my
All the pause on that one. All the
under
pause.
my fire pit.
Oh,
Nope. I don't like
okay.
that either. I don't know if I like
Fire pit?
fire
Is that
pit.
That sounds
It's
dangerous.
dangerous, and it sounds like you might need antibiotics. I don't want you to be a fire pit.
Yes,
I don't want
fire
you to be a
pit.
fire
Yeah,
pit.
don't be a fire pit, Sauce, please. No
A
fire
pit of fire? That's not
A
sexy,
pit,
friend. That's
yeah, a pit of fire. I don't want to go anywhere near that. I'm sorry.
no, no.
legendary Boston, Boston strong, Jamaica born and
I
bred.
hate it. Wow.
Dre Robinson.
Bop, 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 bop.
I'm a Jamaican.
Bruh, bruh, bruh,
I had to do a
bruh.
fake gun. I had to do a fake gun because I'm
Big up.
Jamaican.
Poo, 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 poo.
Big up.
Ping, 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 ping.
Yes.
Wagwan.
Hi, tell us a
Wagwan
little bit.
star. What on?
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us who you are. I mean, my introduction is kind of biased, obviously, but tell us a little bit about who you are.
I don't like long walks in the park.
Oh,
first of
okay,
all.
start
Okay,
there.
straight up. We're gonna get
Mhm.
straight to it. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, well, Dre Robinson on the music scene. Sauce is one of my good friends. I've
Good
been
up,
doing
good
this
up,
music thing. Good, my good up friend. Big up,
Good up,
Sauce.
good up, good
Yeah,
up. Mhm.
good up friend. All right, yeah. Been doing this music thing for a while. Stepped off the scene for a little bit to kind of get my life together, for lack of a better term, and just kind of put things in order in my personal life so that I can kind of attack the music the way I want to without worrying about music like paying my bills and shit like that. So that's kind of what I've been doing, setting my life in order, and now I can kind of just do music with no pressure, no label. Everything is independent. Investing in myself. Me and my manager Joe Politics, Polymo Music. We're the
Joey,
ones
brother
supporting
Joey.
everything. Yeah.
Blah, blah. Shout out, brother
We're the
Joey.
ones supporting everything. My brother Shao 6'5", like
6'5", you say?
We're like
Wow.
all right. We're a think tank. We write together. We put the projects together, the music together, and yeah, we've been just we're ready to go now. I got the new project ready to go. Golden in My State. The first joint off of Golden in My State is prime time. It's out now on all streaming platforms. I've been getting a lot of promo from the DJs around the city, and I did a private listening session on Zoom the other day.
Which was
First of
pretty
all,
lit.
Can I just say
Lot
you're the
of
first
shakers
person to
and
have you were the first person to
Yes.
have a waiting list or a line outside of your listening party? Like I said,
outside of my list, it was.
I
it
said,
was
excuse me,
crazy
I can't
'cause-
get in. I can't get in, y'all. What you
Shout out,
mean?
listen, shout out to Brandon Matthews from Show Off Marketing.
Shout out to him.
We're working together. Like that's my guy. Like he's kind of the brain behind the whole push of the project and the marketing stuff right now. And he came up with the idea to do the Zoom listening, and we put it together. It was a great turnout. And from the Zoom listening, I just actually did an interview with Dick Boston.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was
Come on.
pretty.
That's a big deal to be on Dick Boston. Like you really got to
Yeah.
be in the know.
Gotta be doing your
chopped
thing to
it
get on
up-
Dick
I
Boston.
chopped it up with Brandon McGirt, and we had a really good conversation. He's a Libra, and he's a Kanye West fan, which
Shout
I
out
am
to the
too.
Libras.
Libras.
Oh, am
so
I
we
Libra
kinda
out right
became,
here? Is that what's happening?
This is going to be a
we
very
kinda
emotional
became best
episode.
friends through that interview.
Who, you and
Yeah,
Brandon?
So it was
First
me
of all,
and
Brandon
became
is my
friends.
best
That's one of my
friend,
best
so
friends.
you should probably chill out.
Wow.
Not Matthews McGirt from the
I
Dig.
know. I'm talking about Matthew Brand. Yeah.
Wow, that
Yeah,
person.
that Brandon. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm just trying to play
Yeah,
everybody.
that's my new best friend. It's my new best friend now. So yeah, Dick Boston, big
Dope.
up.
Shout out to
Great
them.
interview.
Great
Look
interview.
look forward to it. It's gonna be coming out soon. We
You
talked
better have
about
your plugs, Dre. You better have your plugs.
Dre did not come to play around.
He was not playing with us today. He said, "I'm getting my plugs in." You understand?
Dre's PR team is
Lit. You
really
understand me?
made sure that he sticks to topic.
Listen, they're pretty tough on me, so I got to be tough on you guys.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Get it out.
Yeah.
Get it
They're
out,
pretty
King. I'm
tough
not
on
mad
me.
at it.
Yeah. All
I
right.
just
So
want the record
moving
to
forward,
reflect
I know,
that
brother
I,
Joey. I know, brother Joey. I know what you got to do. I know what you
I just want y'all to know that I like it tough.
Mm,
Pause.
boom. Okay. Every time we think, okay, shout out to Henny and Hot Wings. It's not Juneteenth without Hennessy. Let's just call it what it is. It ain't Juneteenth
Right.
without Hennessy. So
Facts.
shout out
So,
to that.
so Sauce, people are, I don't know if people are like logging in because somebody's hitting me like, what's going on? It's, I just seen a message pop up on my, how do
Where-
they get into the,
They gotta go to Facebook.
They just got to go to Facebook. They got to click the link. Mo, in the meantime, can you send Dre the link? Oh, but he's on his phone, so
I'm
he's
gonna
not going to be
say,
able to send it.
yeah, and I mean when you say the link,
Oh,
we don't want them to come into the Zoom.
from
right?
the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Henny and
Henny and
Hot
Hot
Wings.
Wings, all one
They
word.
thought they was gonna come in here and be able to talk too.
No, you're not getting on the Zoom. You
Oh
can
no,
join
they
in
can't
on,
come in here.
you
Zoom
can
is
join through Facebook.
they can talk on the comments, but we like to keep
Right.
a tight ship around here because we
Okay.
don't know what kind of people you bringing in here.
Oh, willy
Sauce,
nilly.
Sauce, I'm sorry. This is what I'm drinking. I know you got a lot of Henny and stuff going on over
What's
there.
that, Patron? Little Patron?
Don Julio.
Tequila
That's that Don Julio.
and
Is that-
Roscato.
Is that what you're drinking? Tequila and Roscato?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds cute. Where you at?
Wow.
That's it.
Wow. Wow.
I just want to know where you at because I'm
Ooh,
about
in the
to come on.
comments, the audience is loving Hot Sauce's hair. Come on,
Thank you.
give us
Thank
live.
you. Thank you. Thank you. I had to really show my natural curls. I have this above
Did you
it
say my
because
natural curls? I'm not
my
doing this.
natural
I'm not doing
afro
this.
because I had to put this across because my lace front has lifted up quite a bit. So, you know, I felt it inappropriate on the good June 19th to
Mhm,
come
mhm.
out here.
Was that because of the heat? Was that because of the heat, Sauce?
I mean,
is it the
he's pretty
heat?
disrespectful.
It might be.
It could
Okay.
be, or it could be that I don't sleep right, you know.
Wow,
so.
that too. But really quick, as you know, I got to keep paying attention to the comments. Shout out to the DJ for Dre the God, DJ Dex, my bro. So shout out to him. He's in here in the building watching.
Gang,
Oh,
gang.
good.
Gang,
This is
gang,
good
gang.
that he's here because a lot of the topics we're going to talk about
Oh,
tonight, he got a lot to say about.
Oh,
Dex said he was gonna be logging on. So shout out
He's
to my
gonna
brother.
be trying to tag in. I know
on
this
his
man.
live. I was on his live earlier. Shout out to Dex. That's my
We're gonna have
brother,
Dex on
longtime
soon. We're gonna have
supporter
Dex on soon.
slash DJ. He, you know, like Dex DJs for me when we go out and do shows as well.
Yeah.
So that's my brother.
For
Shout
sure.
out to Dex.
So
Tell
we're
him
family.
to,
We can at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Dre, you when I first met you, you were on the scene quite a long time ago. And you've been actually on Henny and Hot Wings before too. You and DB, my good friend DB.
Oh, I think he's trying to rush over here to jump on the screen. So I don't know if he's gonna make it in time. He's
Oh,
like,
good.
he hit me like, you're going on with Sauce. I gotta be.
Oh boy.
I'm on my way.
The last
And
time
you
that
sound
you
just
were,
like him.
when
I
was it?
can't. You sound
Was
just
it?
like him.
Gotta see Sauce.
When was it? I think it was like it maybe about 3 years ago. This is when we were very, very early. You might have been like
Mo, I'm gonna
episode
say
15.
and he would say church. Okay.
Church.
keep it going.
Yes. 1,000.
It was a really, really early episode, and we talked about the art of the curve. No, not your dick, but you know,
Huh?
because you know, people. When I think about curve, I think about a penis. No, nobody else
You're
does.
the
No.
Y'all
only
ain't
one
gonna-
who thinks.
Oh,
when we spoke about art of the curve, we were talking about curving people.
Curving people.
I know
You're just
that.
as vanilla as you are, you're just nasty.
Whatever. I know that. I'm just saying that I didn't want people to think that's what we were talking about when we was having a really intellectual conversation.
You're the only one
No
that
one
went there.
thought that.
You're
No
the
one
only
thought
one.
Yeah, I
that.
don't think anyone else thought that.
It was just you,
honestly.
sis.
Oh,
It
so
was
what
just
is this? Gang up on hot sauce.
I
tonight.
feel like the sarcasm is really live between us three right now. I do appreciate it, but we're not gonna gang up on you, sis. I love you.
I
love
just
you.
feel like it is, and I feel some type of way. And I got on these cute glasses. I
You're
have
so
this
you're
hair.
giving me workout vibes. I love it. Work out.
You're
Okay,
fine.
Nope.
Okay, so
Nope.
anyways, just a little bit of history. So I called you legendary, and a lot of people know you in Boston as being a very legendary artist. You got some real heavy things that you had going for you, and then you took a little break. Tell us about some of the highlights of your career back in the day.
Well,
Papoose,
I
Remy,
signed.
all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
Go ahead, sorry.
Can
And
I
the
get
man run his
into
own
it? So,
resume.
yeah. So I was signed with an independent label here called Mass Appeal, and they got distribution through Universal Records. So I was putting together a debut album called This Is Me, and G Spin from 94.5
Shout out to G Spin.
was my A&R.
He's my
Shout
fake
out to
mentor in
G-Spin.
my head.
My brother G. G Spin was my A&R, which he used to let me come on the launch pad and do my 1-2, and that's kind of how people really got familiar with me, because I used to just go to the launch pad and spaz out, spit a million bars and just do my 1-2, because that was kind of my zone. Like I wasn't like a songwriter. I used to just write. Like I didn't have margins and none of that. I used to just fill everything up, and I didn't write on paper. Everything is like kept inside my skull. When I signed with Mass Appeal, G Spin being on the radio had a lot of.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, Dre, because the comments are going crazy, and they're like, "Be careful, Dre, because hot sauce is coming with the hook." So I'm just, hey, I'm
gonna just let him go off real quick before I completely like.
completely flips to the left. Let him get his shit off.
G-Spin having a lot of relationships in the music industry was able to link me with various artists, to where I got the feature for my first single called Get Right, that was getting it was being played nationwide on Power Radio. We was up to about 600 spins per week nationwide. He got Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep.
Rest in peace to Prodigy. Prodigy and Havoc got on the remix of Get Right, and it kind of created a thing for me where people started recognizing me nationwide. And from there, I got other features like Remy Ma, Papoose, Jay Mills, Ryan Toby, Susanna Zambrano, the Cape Verdean artist.
I remember.
Yeah. So, but you know, the album never came out.
Why didn't the album come out?
When we start talking about that, we're gonna get into it like a different type of conversation, and it's a touchy conversation because that has to deal with executives and, you know, them not willing to put out the project because they feel like more risk than reward, and
it wasn't because of no woman.
When you sign a woman,
why would a
woman stop my album?
We want the good stuff.
Why would a woman stop my album from coming out?
I don't know. I heard that women are very, very,
every man's downfall. That's what I always hear.
I heard that women come in and just kind of cut you down sometimes. That's what I heard. I don't believe it. That's what they said.
That wasn't the case in my situation. So
he's so good. He's well trained in the PR field. That was
not the case. That was not the case in my situation. So there was no woman involved with my project not being released. So after that happened, you know, I did a series of mixtapes. I started with Starvin', 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Then I got K-Slay.
Why did
with artists?
Hold on, with all of this going on and stuff like that, and you seem to have gone on a really good momentum. What happened? Where'd you go?
The label decided to stop investing in the project. They decided to stop funding it.
Why?
That's a question for them, not me.
But you don't have no insight.
I have no clue.
Damn.
You want me to fuck them up?
I don't.
Facts. Do we need to ride?
Yeah. Bring the goons out. Go do what you do. So.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Say less.
Bring the goons out. So
we riding out.
It was like, and it was like an abrupt halt, and it was literally right after DJ Khaled reached out to G-Spin asking about me as an artist. He didn't know G-Spin was my A&R, but he heard my music and he knew I was from Boston, and he tied it to G-Spin. Reached out to G-Spin like, you know this kid, Dre Robinson? G's like, yeah, I A&R his project. He's like, well, let me host a mixtape for him so that Miami can get familiar. G-Spin was like, all right, cool, we'll do it. G-Spin hit me. I put the mix CD together in probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. Khaled hosted it, did his thing. We put out
DJ Khaled?
copies.
Yeah,
DJ Khaled, yes.
He was talking about this whole time, Hot Sauce. Who did you think he was
DJ
talking about?
I'm just correcting. Y'all just go along with the damn story. I'm trying to create some
That's the
pipe.
first name. He on first
DJ.
name basis with Khaled right there. He's on first
DJ
name
Khaled,
basis.
yeah. DJ Khaled.
I mean,
My
y'all
bad,
niggas
Sauce,
saying it
not
all
Khaled,
casually,
DJ
and
Khaled.
everybody's like, "Oh, okay, that's a really good story." Nah, you worked with DJ
I hear
fucking
you. I
Khaled.
hear you,
Say
sis.
Yeah,
it.
it
I
was
hear you.
DJ. It's
Yeah.
DJ Khaled. My bad. It was DJ Khaled.
I mean,
Make
y'all
that real.
niggas.
Make that real.
He ain't
I said
that regular
Khaled.
for niggas to be all like just
No, I
DJ
was just.
Khaled, him. This is we the best, like the
I know
fuck.
that's a big deal. That's a big goddamn deal.
Another one,
1000%.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's a
like
big goddamn deal.
no,
Yeah.
come on.
I was
Yeah.
just
The
saying, like, he
name.
was just saying that, like, because they was on
All
first
this
name
cool
basis.
shit.
He's there. He's there.
Yeah.
All this cool shit is cool and all, but our audience like a
My
little bit
bad,
of
Sauce.
hot.
It was
a little hype.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah,
He the bad.
DJ Khaled, my nigga,
Keys. We
damn.
got the keys. We got the keys. We got the keys, nigga. Yes, that DJ Khaled. So we put the mix CD together. It was called Dre Robinson Introduction of Blow Introduction of Boston Dre, hosted by DJ Khaled. And after that, the label decided that they didn't want to invest anymore
It's
into
because you
the
were
Dre
black.
Robinson.
Our.
It's Juneteenth, Sauce. Why
I
we
was
doing
like, we're
this?
doing this.
Exactly.
I mean,
we
let's just
gotta-
call it what it is. If it is that.
I mean, it was it because you was black?
You think that's what it
No,
was?
I feel like
I don't.
I feel like what I personally feel, I feel like the independent label wanted like supreme control of the situation when major labels was calling to sign me and they didn't want to let me sign directly to a major. They wanted
That's
to have
crazy.
We
a
see
bigger
this a
hand in the
lot.
pot.
Recently,
They
we
wanted a
saw
bigger
something.
hand in the pot.
Recently, we saw something like this with Meg Thee Stallion, signed to an independent label that
Yep.
was really holding her shit really tight to the point
Mhm.
where she had to fight to get it done. And nowadays, it's a little bit easier to kind of fight those powers that be with social media and everything like that. So you kind of have a little bit more control over what you want to do. So with the power of her platform, I feel like she had a really good in to make it out. And maybe back in that time, social media wasn't all that. You didn't really have that on your plate. So you really kind of had to just
I didn't
roll with
have
the
this
punches.
particular outlet. It was
Yeah.
like it was like the industry and what it was at that particular time, because at that time Universal wanted to sign me direct. So they wanted to take me from the independent label and sign me
But they
direct.
wouldn't let you go.
They wasn't letting that happen.
And it was kind of
Eminem
like
wanted
a
to sign
girlfriend.
me. Yeah, Eminem
You
wanted
know,
to sign me.
like when you got a girlfriend and y'all break up or the relationship starts to go sour and she's like, if I can't have you, no one can. Like that. So that's how the label
real.
was like, if I can't have you, no one can. And
Nobody
I'm going to
can.
keep you here.
Well, you know what's
against your
crazy,
will.
Sauce? Now that you put it like that, yes, because I had contractual issues for
Okay,
a while.
make it
after
congenius.
that.
Okay, connections.
Come on, wow.
I had
Salt
because
bae.
Wow.
I
Come
was,
on, do a workout for me right now. Just do a workout for
It's
me.
a whole dress,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, she did that for Dre. She was really doing that for Dre.
I know where the nnigga live at, so
1000%.
it's like a car right away.
Look, the whole audience stopped and was like,
I will
Whoa.
come mow your lawn. I see you out there planting
Wow.
and putting your shrubbery
She said,
around
"I'll
the
garden
house
for
and
you,
stuff like
baby."
that. I see what you be
shrubbery?
do.
Is that a word?
Yes.
Is shrubbery a word? I'm just
I be
curious.
seeing
Is
you
shrubbery
working
a
out in
word?
the sun, planting your petunias and shit like that.
I like to take care of my house.
I mean, you like to take care
I like
of
to
your.
water it and let it grow. Like, yes, I take care of my things.
Oh my God, where did we go?
Them.
I wish
Mating
that I
them.
I wish that I was one of your.
Please don't say it in the Jamaican accent. Please don't say it in the Jamaican accent. Don't do that. Don't do that to me, because then that activates my situation.
See?
Please don't.
Thank you. Come to this side, honey. Come to this side.
This is all you tonight, Hassas.
We're gonna stop you right there. We just want to do a little mental health check-in to see how you're doing. How's life going? I think we usually start with Joe Badu, so we'll just start with her again out of no particular order. We just want to find out how you're doing.
No shade.
So just say what you want to say. If you don't want to say nothing, that's cool. Go.
What is your problem?
Nigga, last time you had all of you and all your friends at me like, I saw what you did to her.
Damn.
So do
I
what
had
you want.
all my friends.
Uh-oh. All
Actually,
your
let me
friends.
start with Mo first, so you don't feel no type of way.
Damn.
Go ahead, Mo. How you doing?
Well, mentally, I'm in a different space. Still fighting the good fight. Still doing what I need to do to make sure I continue to self-sustain and get the information out to my people. But it's Juneteenth, so I'm just like extra excited to be blackity black, the black today. Like everything extra black and ignorant.
Blackity black.
I rode through Cambridge bumping Dipset extra loud, like, and didn't
damn.
feel ashamed. Like I was just living my best life as a black woman in Boston right now.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it.
So I'm in a
love
good
it.
space. I know the fight hasn't ended, but I'm taking a moment to celebrate right now. That's it.
I like that. I like that a
Yeah.
lot. Joe
I
Buddy.
like that too. Yeah, today I had a really good day. I had an opportunity to, go for a nice hike, and
That's way different from me riding through Cambridge with Dipset. Just way different. But shout out to the hike.
I took a hike.
So
I was playing.
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
So on your hike, what were you listening to?
Let's throw it out there. Come
I
on, you
wasn't-
better interview Dre. Come on, Dre. Go ahead.
I wasn't listening to anything. It was more just conversation.
Okay. By yourself,
Yeah.
you were with other people on your hike.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I hope
Okay,
you're not
all
having a
right,
conversation
cool.
by yourself.
Okay. All right,
It's
cool.
not,
All right,
it's
cool.
not a
All
problem
right,
with
we
having
got-
a
we- all right, we
conversation
got
with,
that clear.
talking to yourself. Is if yourself talks back, then that's when they say you have a
That's
problem.
This is true. This is true.
Dre, a lot has been going on in the last month or so. I mean, shit, a lot has just been going on, period.
Period.
Yes.
Where we not only started out this kind of place, or this kind of I don't know, shit, with one pandemic and ended up with two. Not only are
Right,
we dealing with
right.
coronavirus and everybody being locked up inside,
We're dealing with the Black Lives movement.
with the
Yes.
Black Lives
Okay.
movement. As a Black man, how do you feel about that? About what's been going on in general? We
It's
care about
scary.
your music a little bit.
Nah, it's scary because I have to have these conversations with my son. He's 14 years old.
Jeez,
You know what I'm saying?
That's tough.
And like I had him watch a video the other day that I saw that was posted, and I forget I don't know the names of the people in the video, but
Was it the
basically
Elmo
this
one?
guy. It was this guy in a hotel room, and people called him. He carries like a BB gun to shoot birds, and he was like with another chick, and people called the cops to the hotel, and they literally killed this dude in the hotel lobby.
Yep.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like having him doing like a Simon Says thing, like, oh, keep your hands up, put your hands down,
I
cross
did
your
see
feet.
that.
If you put your hands up again,
I'm gonna kill you.
You're liable to get shot,
Mhm.
and we're gonna use force. And like I had my son watch it, just like just for him to see like what's
bullshit.
really going
type of time
on
they're
out here,
on.
the bullshit. And because I fear for him when I'm not with him and he's out on his own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's scary, man. It's scary, and I just want him to be as educated as possible to know if he ever comes into a situation with the law, things that he needs to do and things that he doesn't need to do to kind of save his life, for lack of a better term, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's scary, and I just want to educate my son the best of my ability so that he can get out of that situation with his life and not hurt and not in jail or XYZ. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what it is.
What's his emotional take on it? Like when you telling him about these things and allowing him to watch these things to see what it's like to be a Black man. He's at an age now where it makes sense to him. And Jill Badu and I have little ones, they're 8, and they don't really, like they understand it, but it's not like that deep for them. They're still babies. But for a 14-year-old, like Trayvon, was Trayvon Martin 14?
He's disgusted.
I think he was 14 actually.
Yeah, 14 or 16 or something like that. So, like one of
I think he was probably between 14 and 16. My son was completely, utterly disgusted because my son is like, if you met my son, you would wonder like, whose kid is he? Like, is he black? Is he white? I don't know.
I
Like,
can't.
what is he? Like, you know
Cause
what I'm
he's
saying?
like a
Like,
little
he
bookworm,
kinda,
right? Yeah, likes to be in the
yeah,
house.
my son is a bookworm. He's the computer kid.
That's dope.
Mind you, my son is 14 and he's about 5'9", 5'10". So I'm like, can you
Lit.
pick up a ball, please? He's like, no.
Nope. I'm gonna pick up this book.
I'm not
Dad.
touching
That's
that.
what I'm gonna do.
Football is violence. It's
I
violent. I'm not
love
doing that.
it.
So that's my son, and I just have to allow him to be who he is. I can't
Yeah.
force him to be something that he is not. You know what I'm saying? So he was utterly disgusted with that video, and like my son is the type of son that'll come tell you that when a fly pitches on a plant, he's changing fucking colors or some weird shit. I don't know, but like that's the type of shit my son's into.
Yeah.
So he wants to work for NASA in the future. So
That's what I'm
I'll
talking
give him
about.
all the tools that
Yes.
he needs to kind of get to that point in his life. So
Yes.
you know,
And that's
that's
all
the
you-
type of kid I have.
that's
And
really-
that's another reason why I fear for him, because he's like
so
that
innocent.
type
Yeah.
of kid. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
so
Is it
and
weird
he
that
would be wondering like, yo, go ahead, Sauce.
is it weird that you guys are kind of like the opposite? Because you're more outgoing. You like to be out. You like to be in front of people. You like a little flashiness and stuff like that.
Well, you
he's
know,
like more
that,
introverted.
I would say like he's like a lot like me in a lot of ways, because me being out and doing this thing, it just comes with the territory of what I deal with.
Yeah.
I'm really fucking antisocial. I don't like to talk to people.
I think we all can relate to that.
Yep.
1,000.
Yeah, I don't like to talk to people. I would rather be in my little secluded area and
Yes.
have all my things working and making money, and I don't have to talk to anyone at any given time. I'm perfectly fine with that. I will drink Roscato and do
Come
hookah.
on with your Roscato, yo.
I
You
feel-
better come on with the Roscato.
I love it. I love it. That's how I would do it
Yes.
too. And people be like, "Nah, you mad outgoing?" No, the fuck, I'm not.
No, I'm
No,
really
actually.
I'm really not. Just because you see me out doesn't mean I'm outgoing.
Come
Mhm.
on.
That's very true.
It's for the optics. It's necessary for what I'm trying to do, the field that I'm in. So when you see me out in XYZ, I'm working or I'm doing this, or you know, there's an event that I need to be at, or
Yes.
XYZ.
My
It's
face
not
needs to be
necessarily
seen.
because I want to be there. I would rather be home in my house.
Yeah.
chilling.
In my
Laying
cave is what
down.
I call it.
watching Hannibal. Like that's the type
Oh,
of shit I
wait
do.
a minute, crazy. Wait a
Is that
minute.
what you're watching right
Hannibal?
now?
I'm binging Hannibal right now. Yes, I am.
I'm not gonna judge you because I definitely binged on How to Get Away with Murder during the time.
Yeah, that's
So, you know, I'm
I'm
not gonna
binging
judge.
Hannibal right now. It's dope. You should check it out if you haven't.
I'm gonna look.
It's
I'm gonna
really-
link. I'm gonna
it's
look it up.
very, It's very interesting. Yeah.
I think it's
Because you're
cool
crazy,
how
Jay.
like people misread people all the time. Like people see your public persona and they think you're one way, and then they meet you and they're kind of like, oh, you're actually nothing like what I thought you'd be like. You know?
Right.
So can I put Jill on the
absolutely.
spot? Can I do it today? Can I do it today?
No, I'm just as awkward in person as I am.
No. I'm not about to put you on the spot
Oh.
that way. I was gonna ask, what was your first impression of Dre?
And then let me
What was
go
my-
next.
My first impression?
Of Dre, yeah. What did you think you were gonna get today with Dre?
You know, I honestly, like, when I haven't met a guest before in person,
Yeah.
even though he's been on the show before,
Mhm.
I wasn't there for that episode, unfortunately. So I don't
It's
usually
okay,
have
sis. I
any
wasn't
I
there.
don't usually have any expectations.
Okay.
I know Dre through Sauce.
My
and
fantasies.
she's usually talking about how she wants to, do nasty things to him.
Facts.
So, I expected him to come on here and be harassed thoroughly.
Dre, don't act like you
Yes.
don't know. I legit hit on you every single time I talk
Every
to
single
you.
time.
Every single time. All
Yeah,
of our
so I
text
expected
messages
that.
end with, "I hate you, hot sauce. I hate you." Is that nice? Is that nice for my
I hate
self-esteem?
you. No, but Sauce, come on, man.
Does that make me
Exactly.
feel good? I'm just trying to
Wow.
love you, my
But
nigga.
you're still a great person, Sauce.
So I had no expectations of Dre. All my expectations was how much pain should we put this man through and harass him.
I agree with that.
throughout
I
this whole
definitely
like,
knew
that's it. She's been trying
that
to wipe
hot sauce
him
was
up.
gonna get this man.
She's
when he
literally
came
been
on.
trying to wipe him up for as long as I can remember. It's
Agreed.
it's almost
See,
ridiculous.
Which brings us to our first topic.
Let's go. We're here. Hi.
How come you niggas don't like
damn.
bitches like me? And that's bad language. How
That's
come
horrendous
you
language.
No. Baby, like, stop calling me a whore, Sauce. I'm sorry, King.
Sorry, King.
What I gotta do to successfully shoot my shot? Because you the second guest that have come on here and pretty much told me no.
Damn.
I'm betting 0 for
when
0.
did I say no?
Oh. Well, was
when
it?
did I say no?
I'm sorry, I got my best friend
I know.
prancing through my house right now. Excuse me, sorry.
You better stop it.
Look at this shot being made. Yes. You better make that
so
3
hold on,
point
so-
shot, friend. You
so-
better.
Sauce, repeat the question for me.
I don't even know what the question
How
is.
do you
So, okay. No, okay. So me and Jill have been having this kind of thing where all of us right now are kind of internet dating. Have you ever internet dated? And this is kind of like a thing that we do, check in with our internet dates and stuff like that.
This is real. This is very real.
Have you ever
aggressive.
internet dated? Why not?
I'm gonna say it for you. Have you seen this man? Does he need the internet?
No, because that goes into my theory. I just want go on, follow me here, follow me.
I'm sorry. Go
How
ahead.
come you
Sorry.
don't internet date?
Because I don't know. Probably because of like what I do and like, you know, it's weird. You don't know what you're gonna get. Like,
But you don't know what you're gonna get in general.
Listen, but that's like, okay, you're like a figure on you know, for the public, so you don't know if you're online and somebody see, oh, this is XYZ, let me you don't know what their intentions are. So I'm not gonna put myself out there and you know, not
Can
know.
you not relate to that, hot sauce? Can you
I can, but I internet date because I have to try to, you know, find me a zaddy. But
shirts on sale now.
Exactly. Speaking of that, tonight's episode is sponsored by Henny and Hotwings merch. Yes, Henny and Hotwings is sponsoring its own
Our
podcast
own shit.
tonight.
Fuck out of here.
Because we have 2 new additions to the podcast. Yes, son. Okay. We have 2 new additions to the Henny and Hotwings as fuck collection. We have Black as Fuck and we have Gay as Fuck for my LGBTQ people, because of the fact that we are very inclusive here.
Yes.
And we like that shit.
Yes.
And that's my favorite shirt so far anyways, because it's mad colorful and
Mad colorful. Shout out to the rainbow.
Versatility is good. Versatility is good. So
who's too aggressive, DJ Dex?
You. Boom.
You. He was referring to you.
And to that I say fuck you, because of the fact that any man that says a chick is too aggressive maybe is not aggressive enough. You know, like maybe my aggression is not towards you. No, but this is where we at. We keep it real here. And I know that I'm not the only woman that has heard that. Like, oh, you're too much, you're too aggressive, niggas is intimidated by you. What does that mean? And I'm pretty sure that you maybe hear it as well. No woman ever says that you intimidate them.
Listen, yeah, I've heard that.
Okay.
I've heard that, but like you have to get to know me before you make that assumption.
Yeah.
You
but
don't
if they
know me.
see
You're making an assumption. You're making an assumption based off appearance, and you're making an assumption based on you seeing this person in like the public eye, and you might feel like, oh, this person think they're the shit or XYZ, but you actually have to get to know somebody before you actually make that assumption. So
exactly.
Like, you're not intimidated by any sense of the word, bro. Like,
exactly. Because I feel like in like you kind of said about like internet dating, when you are a public figure or something like that, you have to put on a persona outside because you have to be taken seriously. You have to come off as entertaining. You need to be this certain person that people expect you to be. And that's why I think that what Mo asked was a really great question to Miss Jill Badu, is kind of like, what did you think about it? Because automatically seeing you, I'm like, God damn, he must get all the hoes. He must be a hoe in the streets, and he probably got a girlfriend now. She's probably naked in his bed. Are you serious?
Wow.
Are you single, Dre?
How did we get here? We took an
Complicated.
Uber. Ooh,
It's
Huh?
complicated.
It's
complicated.
I got those
Complicated
kind of
as fuck
t-shirts
shirt.
on sale too.
Boom,
Complicated
complicated as fuck.
AF. You can get them
Yeah.
right at Miss Hot Sauce
I need
You.
one of
Back
those
with
sauce.
last Miss.
I need one of those.
You can come get it. You know where I
Mm.
be at. But yeah, so like, how is it that you allow people to get to know you to the point where they don't throw those kind of negative type words around, like you're too aggressive or you're too much?
I don't really allow people to get to know me, Sauce. If you're
Why
not
not?
someone that's already been in my circle, somebody that I like already know for a long time, I'm not in the business of like making new friends and shit like that or entertaining different type of things. Now, if I'm in a situation where I feel like, okay, I'm out here and I'm dating or whatever, like I'm not gonna go date on the internet. I would rather meet someone like naturally and then entertain that aspect of dating. I'm not gonna put myself on like on that platform.
Do
know
you
what I'm
feel like
saying?
maybe you're too, like, have you ever been like, you look good. Have you ever been like, nah, I don't need to be on no damn internet site to get no chick?
Yes. That's
Yes,
a yes.
yes. The way he paused, that's a yes. That's
Exactly,
a yes.
that's a yes.
1000%. That's a yes. Really quick, I hate to break the interview, but I just we have celebrities in the building. You just have to give them a moment, real quick.
Bruh.
Come real quick. Shout out to Brandy Blaze. She came.
Hey, Brandy Blaze.
Hey.
Bruh.
She'll be coming up soon. So I just want to.
I know when you coming. Oh, when you coming
up
through
soon or whatever. She can't hear you.
That's when I'm gonna be able to be. When I'm gonna be my good self.
Hi.
Never gonna be good.
My
Shout
good
out to,
self.
I didn't want to take away from your moment, Dre, but I had to give her a quick shout out. But she'll be out there soon. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, nah, like I don't necessarily feel like I need to put myself on that platform today. That's
So
all.
this is where my theory comes from. I almost feel like men that that have a certain look or a caliber, or like when people see you and be like, oh yeah, you get the bitches, blah blah blah, whatever, even if that's just their perception of you, don't feel like they should. And so I feel like the men that are on there, if I saw you on a dating site, I would think that you were completely up to no good, and there would be no convincing me
I agree
that you were
I
not.
agree with that. I do agree with
I
that.
know
So that's a lose. That's a
so
lose lose for even
unfair.
trying
It's
to be
horrible
on that
though. It's
fucking-
true. It's so
It is.
horrible.
It's a lose lose. You're like, why is this nigga on this site? Basically,
That's
what
that's
you're
how
saying.
I
What is
feel.
he doing
I
here?
would be like, hell no.
Or you're like, is this a catfish? Like, I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on here.
Catfish.
Exactly.
But the difference between me and hot sauce is I'm gonna take the chance. If you're cute, I'm gonna take the chance. And be like, let's see what you got to talk about. Let's see.
Let's
Just
see if
exactly
this
what you
is
gotta
a
say.
real person. Let's see if this is
Exactly.
a real person.
I usually I would swipe, but I'm a glutton for punishment. So I'd be like, nigga, I'd come back and tell these girls like, oh my God, I just saw this. He's the best picture. Send them a picture of you. Be like, he's the one. I know he's the one. He was put there just for me. It's just a miracle that this one beautiful God would be on internet dating, and I would allow you to ruin my life.
But I mean, I feel like, so you and I go back and forth about this because you're basically
Sounds
saying
toxic, Sauce. Sounds kind of toxic.
yeah, never
be.
mind that.
Mm.
Right, but you feel like if a woman of your caliber is internet dating, that's okay. No one's gonna be like, really, Sauce?
Are you catfishing us?
Because of the ratio of single men to single women. I feel like single men have a better pool to choose from outside of internet dating, whereas women need to exhaust all the avenues of where to find these single men, because we don't go, these wonderful women, they don't go out. They don't go to the club. They don't, socialize like that. So, like, I'm a nice girl. I look good, but I don't like to be out in front of people. So I'm going to internet date because it's an easy way for me to just kind of sift through the bullshit. So whereas men, I feel like men could go outside and have 10 to 15 choices off the bat and can make their decision physically, whereas women that are single have a little bit of a harder time finding someone that's serious.
True. I don't think that's true, Sauce. I don't think that's true.
It might not be, and why don't you think that's true? You won't even get on
I
the
don't
internet to
think that's
date.
true.
You don't even have to get on the internet.
Exactly. So if he was on the internet to date, it would be because he just wants a little fun. He wants to. His profile would be
bored.
like, looking to make some new friends. Like it wouldn't be like I'm out here being a hoe. It would be like
His
looking to
OkCupid
make
would
some
definitely
good
say
friend.
short-term friend, non-monogamous
That,
situation.
that's what it would
That's
be.
what his
like
OkCupid would say.
quarant-
No, I'm judging you heavy
quarantine
right now, Dre.
vibes. I didn't really have anything going on, so I decided
I'm
to give it a
bored.
shot. You know, like that's what I feel like you would have to write to kind of, shield yourself as to why you out in here, because you know that women would think that you are some type of way. I met one like you, and I think that he's a complete liar, and that nothing he says to me is correct, because I don't understand why he's internet dating. So I'm waiting for the shoe to drop, because men be lying.
Wow.
I mean,
Title
you
of
always
Maybe
think
it's
somebody
because
has a
I don't know. He's
wife.
probably
Lying.
he's just probably
Probably lying.
exploring his options. Like, oh fuck it, like shit's
Probably
not
lying.
going too well on the street, so let me go
Can't
to the
be out
internet.
here,
Like,
so let me go
you
to the internet.
know, like let me go see what's on the internet. Like,
I
ain't
mean,
shit
this
out here
is
in
the prime
streets.
time for
Like,
internet dating. This is the prime time.
yo,
Everybody's quarantined. Can't nobody
listen,
be in clubs.
ain't shit out here in these streets.
Facts.
Well, how
Absolute
can you
facts.
say that? I'm right here.
Because
You was not
oh
in
my
these
God.
streets though,
You on the
Sauce.
internet. You're not in the streets.
Facts.
Sauce.
You're not even in
The
these
fuck?
streets.
Because I got
You're not in
people
the
like
streets,
Dex
man.
telling me that I'm a joker and I'm aggressive.
Dex always he calls me a savage. That's just Dex at this
Oh,
point.
okay.
You know,
Sauce,
that's
you know
just
what the
Dex.
problem is? People don't take you serious because you're a huge fucking flirt. That's what the problem
Your mouth
is.
is
You just
crazy.
flirt,
That doesn't sound
and
right,
then
but
you don't
yeah.
you don't take people serious. Like,
Because people be lying, Dre. Who I'm supposed to take seriously?
I don't
Sauce,
know, nigga.
you be
just
lying.
stop
That's the problem.
Exactly. There would have been your time to be like, me, Sauce, take me seriously. But no. See, I tried to
Come
set you
on
up.
with the
and
alley-oop. Come on.
I threw the ball up so that I could slam dunk it myself. And you just
Wow.
like, out of here. That's fucked up, Dre.
So you're
We're
just
supposed to
throwing
be
an alley
friends.
oop. So you're just throwing an alley oop to yourself, right?
To
now.
herself.
That's what's
She on
going
some
on.
Kobe.
None of
Wow,
my
some
you're a
good
ball
friends
hog.
here.
You're a ball hog.
I like that. I'm trying to
All
throw. I'm trying to get my
Wow.
friends here to try to, push the envelope, and they ain't even,
I don't really even know how much further we can push it at this point, sis.
Y'all
You've
should
been
be like,
pushing it.
y'all
You've
should
been
be
pushing
like,
it
great
since
job.
you've known
go
him.
on and kiss the girl. Like in The Mermaid, when they set her friends set up that whole shit just
so
for
we have to make that happen
Prince
for you
Eric
guys.
to kiss her. They set it all the way up. They know that she liked him. They know that he liked her, but they set it up that he didn't have a choice. And that's
Okay.
that's the only thing I'm
That's what we're
asking from
supposed to
y'all.
do. Okay. Sorry,
just-
Dre. At some point, we
I
have
can't
to
get
mesmerize
no
you
love
into
out here, and this shit is
kissing this girl.
hurt.
But I think the other thing that you're ignoring is he literally just said he's in a complicated situation.
Shit.
So why would you even want to get in the middle of that? Let him sort his stuff out, and then maybe when the time is right, maybe it's just not your season. It's not your time right now with him.
Because maybe
I don't think Sauce wants to hear any of that shit.
Because maybe I know what's best for him, and it's better to drop that 0 and get with a hero.
Get with the hero. Wow.
Slam dunk in the bucket.
You alley-oop yourself. Boom. Would you say wet?
Yes.
Right. You like my blunt?
I think I just ran out of. I think I ran out of Roscato.
I get you some Roscato. Get you some Roscato, Dre.
What? Jesus Christ, Sauce.
I'm over here making a really good. Hi. I'm close the door. I'm out here making a really. I don't think boy leave me alone. I'm out here making a really.
Part of every episode, he is a low-key co-host on Henny and Hotwings. I don't know why you don't let it happen.
Honestly, Dex, I don't think you're ready for the hot seat. Dex said in the comment section,
he's ready.
I can't wait till it's my turn. I just don't think that he is.
I promise you, sis. This man has been telling me during Sultry Sunday, this man is ready to talk to you.
But if Dex come out of here, ain't making no sense. Y'all know I don't have no behavior. So then I'm going to end up being the villain.
You know what's crazy, Sauce? You know what's crazy? I called Greg today. Greg bought like, so I'm going on a hot seat with Sauce
Greg
tonight.
is
Like,
scared of
do you
being on
have
this show
any
too.
I'm like, Greg, do you have any like pointers for me? Like
What
help.
pointers can he give you?
Like
He's afraid to come on the
I
hot
don't know.
seat too.
I just wanted to prepare myself before I get in
Ooh,
this seat.
were you
Sauce. That's all.
nervous? You were really nervous, Dre?
Dre knew
A
what was
little bit,
up.
cause Sauce ain't got no filter. Like she
Do
ain't
we?
got no
This
filter
is true.
at
I be
all.
That's
I
true.
be a little filtered. I don't be saying
No,
everything that I'm gonna
No,
say.
sis.
I don't be
Uh,
saying everything.
Everything.
What is wrong with you?
Wow.
uh,
Even if
What
it's
is
not
your
said, it's said,
problem?
sis. It's said.
Okay. So since Dre won't, whatever, we're gonna ask you just a couple of questions. So
Since
we
Dre
have
won't
been
be my man, I'm sorry, I gotta say it. Since
exactly.
Dre won't be my man,
So I'm gonna
let's
help
go.
you help me get a man. So ladies, Insecure, Mo, are you caught up?
I'm caught up. We good. We good. I'm
Okay,
caught up.
we've seen all the episodes. Dre, do you watch Insecure?
You can say it. It's all right, brother. You can say it if you
what's
do.
insecure?
Don't do that. You know what? All right, disconnect this call.
But we'll give you the scenarios. So in last week's Insecure season 4 finale, they set up a scenario. Well, okay, so since you don't watch the show, so in the last season, the main character Issa, her and her ex-boyfriend Lawrence got back together after a really
Somebody told me to watch this.
you
this
gotta watch it.
series
I'll
for
come
some
over and we'll
reason.
binge watch it together. But anyways,
I do need to
so
be.
Wow. Did you peep it? Did you peep
because
it?
he might
Okay.
have questions that I can answer for him. What is wrong with y'all?
Right.
Okay.
Duh.
That's so helpful.
Exactly. So
Tutorials on Insecure.
actually, Joe Badu, you whatchamacallit, so I can go tend to this situation.
Okay.
Okay.
Break it
So basically, Issa and Lawrence were together for 5 years. Issa ends up cheating on him. They end up breaking up. So that was kind of like the beginning of the show. This current season, they end up getting back together and things are going well. You know, it's kind of like that person that you have a super dope connection with. And so like, you know, everybody's milking it. You see them together and you're so excited because you're like, oh my gosh, I love them together. Exactly. They're so meant to be. So right before they got back together, Lawrence was dating this girl and who happened to have a new friendship with his ex, Issa. And so they get back together. And so now the way the season ended was Issa finds out that Lawrence got this other girl pregnant. His ex, he got his ex pregnant now that him and Issa are back together.
Wow.
And
yeah.
And so, you know, from every
so during their break, he got somebody else pregnant.
But they were like it wasn't even like a break, like like we're taking a break. They actually broke up for a couple of years.
So they weren't together at all, and he got
together.
somebody else pregnant during that process.
And but just found out while they got back together.
So he didn't know that the girl was pregnant.
No, until after him and his ex decided to get back
together.
As the man in that situation, what would you do if you just finally got back with your ex, the one you wanted to be with, the one that you never gave up on, the one that has your heart system, and you found out that you just got another chick pregnant? What would you do?
Oh, man, that's just terrible.
That's how I felt watching it. Like,
that is like, that shit, it has to be devastating on all levels for all parties, bro, because you're potentially, like, unintentionally fucking up your future by some shit that you did when you wasn't even with this person. Now that y'all are back together, you got to think about what is this woman that, like, what is her thought process, because she obviously she knows, right?
Yeah, she knows. He just
obviously
at the end of the last episode, he told her that he got the other girl pregnant, and it kind of left off right there,
there.
Dun dun dun.
Literally, right there.
I mean, she's pregnant. She's like, keeping it.
Women have like a short tolerance, and I don't know how that's gonna work out. You might say like, okay, we weren't together, but this is a whole kid, like a new
Yeah.
baby. He's gonna have to take care of this baby. He's gonna have to raise this child. And you, as being that person's woman, like his significant other, you're gonna have to watch that, and it's not your particular child that he's gonna be raising while y'all are together.
Even the fact that she just took that moment, from them, like the Issa said in the episode. She took that moment from being able to be the first person to bear his child. Like, what are you?
Right, like I can see if. Oh, so this other woman, what's her name? Issa.
Issa's the main character.
Yeah, that's the one.
This is the one. This is the love of his life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have a child.
No, they don't have any kids.
They have no kids together, bro.
Drake's
he's like, he felt it. He felt it.
That was the collective emotion when we watched him tell her. Everybody was like,
exactly.
No,
stabbed to the gut.
Her heart is shattered. I don't know if she can recover from that.
Yeah. What would you want her to do?
She's gonna have.
As your woman, what would you want her to do?
Fuck, like, what could I possibly want her to do, nigga? Like, you gotta reverse the table. And, like, what is somebody gonna want me to do in that situation? What the fuck? Like, is this person having this baby, nigga? Like, no.
The timing is awful.
It's horrendous, bruh. Horrendous.
If they're having this kid, you're gonna have to take care of this baby. So now you're automatically a stepmother.
Stepmom, fam.
Yep. From the beginning,
that you thought you were gonna be friends with. Like, what?
To a brand new baby, and you don't even have a kid with this man that you plan on spending the rest of your life with.
So that's my solution. I would immediately get pregnant because at this point we're all having babies.
Wait, what?
Wow. That is the most toxic shit I've ever heard.
You get a baby. You get a baby.
Everybody's having a baby. What the fuck is going on around here?
I wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready for that either, right?
I wasn't ready.
I did not expect that from you.
I did not expect.
I didn't want that to happen.
Listen, let me tell you.
Like, I was not
That's
ready.
how devastated I was. Okay, because I was so invested. When I tell you those 2 episodes before the season finale, I watched those about 4 times each.
Yep.
That's how happy I was. Like, oh my gosh, like their chemistry is so dope and so beautiful. And it's like, oh my gosh, I love these two together.
They was able to overcome everything, cheating,
exactly,
all of it.
Exactly. They had a grown-up conversation.
Like true love. If you can overcome things like cheating and like, that's like the foundation of a healthy relationship. Exactly. If you can overcome stuff like that and work through those things, then you have potential to have a long-lasting relationship.
Okay, that's what I want to say. A long-lasting relationship. I don't want to call it healthy.
If you have potential, and in the long run, it will become healthy because you were able to work through these things and you guys are kind of on the same page.
No, I get that mind frame. I just hate that, especially in the Black community, we love to perpetuate this idea that you have to struggle before you figure out what's happening.
No, I don't
want to perpetuate that.
I don't believe that. But you got to think about, in a Black community, there's a lot of, like, being raised in the Black community, we're not like taught how to have healthy relationships at all.
Real. That's real as hell.
Do you really?
We're not taught.
So how do you learn it? Like, how do you know how to be in a healthy relationship?
Some people have to learn that shit on the fly, Sauce.
How'd you learn it?
Through trial and error. How'd you learn it?
Do you think that you're in a healthy place?
He did say he's in a situationship. So
for me personally, I'm in a healthy space.
You're in a
physically. I'm in a healthy space. I can't speak for anyone else.
Big shout out to hold on. He's a Libra.
What's your sign, Dre?
He's a Libra.
Oh boy, Libra gang. Oh boy. I forgot I was dealing with Libra gang. I forgot.
Shout outs to Carlos Henriquez. And he said that when he started going with his lady and he met his lady, she asked him 3 questions on the first date. And the third question we don't know.
I mean, that's between them. That's their
We still
business.
can't remember. No,
Oh,
we
can't
just can't
remember.
remember. He told us that
Okay.
he can't even remember. Are
Okay.
you emotionally available?
Ooh.
Yes, I am. If it's somebody, let's
Are
be
you
clear.
are
If
you
it's somebody
mentally
that
and go ahead.
I'm, if it's someone that I'm tuned into, yes, I'm emotionally available. Absolutely. Yes.
Now, here's a different question I've learned to ask on internet dating.
Oh.
Are you emotionally intelligent, though? Which is
Ooh.
different than
Brat, brat,
available.
brat.
Emotional intelligence comes from experience.
Facts. But I
Yeah.
asked you, Dre.
That's what it comes from.
Have you had
Are
a
you
lot of
Emotional
experienced?
experience come from, I've had a lot of experience on the emotional aspect, and I
Yeah.
am very emotionally experienced. Yes, I am.
Is that because you're an
Absolutely.
emotional ass Libra? Or is it
Wow.
because
I'm an
you are
emotional person. I'm an
Come on.
emotional Libra. Yes, I am. I
I'm a
am.
Cancer, so I
So
get
you
it. I'm
have
the
to
queen of
you
emotion. I
get
get it.
Y'all
you
are
have
crazy.
to you have
Wow.
to tap in and understand why you react the way you act and why you
Mhm.
act the way you act
That's what I'm
from the
talking about.
emotions that you're getting.
Come
Hey,
on.
So
what
That's
you
you
what
have
I'm
to
talking
saying,
about.
educate
Dre?
yourself.
Brat,
That's what I'm
brat,
talking
brat.
about.
You see why
Emotional
we should be
No,
intelligence.
it's
together?
true.
Okay.
It's true.
So what?
Okay.
Like it's just like going to fucking school. You have a fucking subject. You have to learn the subject. The
Yeah.
more you tap in, the more you study, the more intelligent and the more aware you become of that subject. So if you
Come
get a test on
on.
the subject, you can pass
Pat,
the
you
fucking
better
subject.
So
preach, Dre.
so why are you in a complicated relationship?
Oh. Boom. Why
It's
is it complicated?
complicated.
He said I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. I'm gonna plead the fifth.
I feel like a part of being emotionally intelligent is being able to discern when something is not good for you and when it doesn't serve you. And if it's a
True.
complicated relationship, complicated is not necessarily a positive word. It doesn't have to be a negative word.
Complicated is a. It's not complicated. Can do with a lot of moving parts, sauce.
Yes.
You see
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Take
So
it.
when you say complicated, there's moving parts in those complications that it doesn't necessarily have to be like an emotional thing. It can be like a certain thing or this certain thing or this particular thing that makes the relationship complicated. Things that if you might be willing to work on those things, but the other person might not be, but you feel like, okay, this person could probably come to terms with that after a period of time
How
of
long do you give that
allowing
person?
themselves to see the situation.
Let me
That's
throw it.
that
Let
kind
hold
I'm
of
on.
sorry.
Hold
Real
on.
quick, the
Yeah.
comment said, "Why are you dressed like a Jamaican flag trying to catch Dre?"
All that nigga's doing is
Wait.
trying to bait me into getting knocked out.
Oh. Oh. Well.
Did somebody really say that? Somebody said
Somebody
that in
some
the
said it.
comments.
some
Somebody said
Holy
hot sauce is
friggin'
shit!
dressed like
G.
a Jamaican flag
Damn
to
Wow!
get
Greg.
Dre.
I ain't
Wow!
gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta be appealing to what I want. You gotta attract what you want
Wow!
in
I know
life.
that's right, sis. I know
Wow!
that's
Okay?
right.
So I'm gonna
Sauce,
wear
Manifestation.
what I
talk your
gotta
shit,
wear.
Sauce.
And
I
come
gotta
Talk
wear
your
on.
what I
shit.
gotta wear
I
to
see
attract
that
the
black, green,
people.
I see that black, green, and gold, Sauce. I see you, fam.
Come on, do a
Word up.
bogo. Do a bogo then.
Um
I see you. Do the
um
bogle. Word.
uh Jill, why don't you go ahead and answer that? Because I know that Mo has said, I just from past, Mo has said that, she just got out of a very long-term relationship and she
Facts.
might not be very interested at this moment to jump right into it. You,
No.
however, like myself, have been single for quite some time.
You didn't have
So
to say it
how
like
do
that.
I stay in trouble for everything. So I got to make sure that I set
Like
myself up.
myself.
Like myself, we the same thing. Are you emotionally in a good place to be in a relationship? Like, are you
Yeah,
emotionally available?
yeah, I think I'm emotionally available. I think that, I've done the work while being single. And so unfortunately, you don't always realize how much work you have to do when you're single because you have no one to practice on.
Oh, talk
And
about it.
so,
Come on.
here I was thinking that I was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fine. I've been in therapy for the past 80 years.
I got this.
Exactly.
I'm mentally stable. I'm ready.
I was so stable and legit, here I was thinking everything was all good. I was seeing my therapist like every 3 weeks. Like, what? I'm literally like, I don't even need her anymore. That's how stable I am.
I know that's right.
And then like, you start talking to
happens.
somebody and it's like, oh shit, we still got more work to do.
I am not okay.
I'm
not
okay.
okay.
I am definitely not emotionally available for this person right now.
I don't
Not
think that I have
happening.
gained the maturity in order to be with this person.
I'm
First
not
of all, I
okay.
feel
I'm
like
not okay.
Saucy, you put me in a box. You dead ass put me in a box,
listen,
Saucy, real quick.
You gotta talk about the fucking work. Like, what
Dead
does that
ass.
work consist
Dead
of?
ass.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people might hear you have to do the work. You have to do the work.
What is
does
the work?
That work consist of?
So answer that. Both of you guys answer that. Dre, I'll start with you. What kind of work have you done?
The work, for me, the work is learning to actually be with yourself. You have to be able to be with yourself before you can be with anyone else. Because if you're not happy with yourself, you can't be happy with no one else, because you can't make someone else happy because you're not fucking happy.
But what does that mean? What is being happy with yourself? Like touching yourself, taking yourself out on dates?
No.
Like what does that mean?
So literal.
You know what's crazy?
So literal.
You can take yourself out on dates. I've went out to eat by myself plenty of times. Like, I'm taking myself out because that's what the fuck I want to do, and I'm perfectly comfortable with that. People might be like, "Oh, why are you out by yourself?" I've gone to the movies by myself. Like, this is what the fuck I want to do for me. I don't have to be with somebody else
to enjoy myself.
So you're being, if you need someone else to do that, then you're being fucking codependent.
Come on,
when you're codependent, when you're codependent in a relationship, that means you need someone to fucking exist. You don't need someone to exist because you was brought here by yourself. You have to know how to exist by yourself.
Okay, because you're gonna die by yourself when it's all said and done. Straight up like that.
You're gonna die alone. You was born alone. You die alone. So learn how to exist by yourself. But someone else coming into your world, Sauce, is just an additive and a compliment to whatever you got going on for you.
All sounds good, but does anybody ever want to be by themselves and die by themselves, even though you can't
it's not
that's not what I'm that's I
know that's not what you're saying. I'm asking, does anybody ever want to do that?
Good. Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that shit. I don't.
But you have to be okay enough with the thought.
By myself, okay with myself, knowing that I'm not codependent on someone else in my life to live my life the way I want to live it. So,
and do you want to be? Do you want to be with someone? Like, do you want that traditional life?
Hot sauce?
Not me. It could be somebody else now. I'm gonna end up with him, but sometimes they gotta go through a little trolls until they get to the queen.
Yes,
and I gotta let them get that out.
Listen, I'm the guy that wants the marriage. I want the house. I want to build with my partner. I want to fucking own shit with my partner. That's yes. And 30 years down the line, yes, that's the type of person I am. That's what I want. I don't want to be out here running the streets. Oh, I'm fucking with her. I'm fucking with her. Oh, this is that. Like, oh, my roster's big and da-da-da-da. I'm not that nigga. I'm not. The persona might come on.
Okay, she's silent. I ain't never seen her this silent.
I'm right here.
She disappeared.
I didn't go nowhere, honey. I am never leaving you. Anyway.
I think Danielle jumped out for a second. Wait a minute.
I'm like, how you doing?
The hot sauce is gone.
That's how you feeling? You in that space right now that you feeling?
Yeah, that's the space. As you get older, you kind of understand what you want, and you kind of like have to narrow things down, and you kind of have to live with yourself and allow yourself to be in that space to where, like, you know what, I'm not going to play those games anymore. I'm going to allow myself to be by myself. And when that situation is for me, it's going to be for me and it will happen. So you have to kind of trim the fat. You got to trim the fat, Sauce. And not
why you trying to call me fat? You know I ain't working out a little bit. Damn. Mo, you said
You
something
gotta
about
train
I
your
put you in the
fat
box. What
sauce.
box did I put you in?
I feel like you just immediately was like, you don't want to be with nobody. You're not emotionally available.
No,
And that's
I
not the
said
message that I want.
no. I said you just got out of a long-term relationship and you're not
Yeah.
necessarily interested at the moment to jump right into one. We
That's
could
not
play
the
the tape
case
back.
right
This has
now.
been
We can
okay.
play it back. I'm gonna tell you that's not the case right
Oh,
now.
that's fine. So say
So
what
no,
you
no, no.
gotta
I just
say.
say I'm trying to come out my box, sis. I'm trying to come out my box. No,
So are you
um,
interested in
I'm
having?
interested in with the right person, and I think what it is where my mind frame is when it comes to relationships. I don't know if that right person exists. Quite frankly, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Let's just call it what it is. But it doesn't mean I'm not open to it. I'm not open to exploring if that person
So
exists.
if it came to
So
you,
do
you would be open to it.
Yeah, 1000%. I'm not signing no
so do
papers.
you
That's
have
what I
like
will
a
say.
do you have
Not
like a
signing no
do you
papers.
Not.
do you have like a checklist boxes that you check
No,
off
I'm not even
and
that
X
person.
Y
I'm not
Z?
even that person.
No.
Because
Okay.
I'm such a free spirit, it's hard to actually find somebody as free thinking as I am, quite frankly. I'm bisexual, I'm polyamorous, and there's a lot of people who
Me
that's not
too.
about that life. No, you're not, sons.
I
None of the
Yeah.
above.
See,
None of
I
the
miss
above.
I missed that part of school. So
Yeah, see? Exactly. So
Jill, how about you? That same question. Are you at all scared, or do you think that the person for you is out there? Are you skeptical? Like, where are you in this process of, like being?
I mean, if I'm being honest with myself, I'm terrified. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think mainly because I've been married before, and, I worry that I may not want to go down that road again. And if I do go down that road again, like, it would take a very, very special person for me to take that leap again. So I would say that as available as I am and as open as I am to the idea of um, being with someone and being in a committed relationship, I'm also really scared because, there's a lot of pressure not to fuck it up.
What are you scared about? Hello?
Jill's face. It was like her phone froze. You good? Uh-oh, hello?
Oh, where did Dre go?
Dre's
what
back. All
happened?
right.
Oh,
Oh, he's
what
back.
are you
I'm
scared
back.
of?
What happened?
I don't know.
I don't know. Nobody knows what happened.
Nobody knows what happened.
Is it the commitment that you're scared of?
No, I'm actually good with committing. I just I know what it takes to be in a healthy like marital situation. So let's just say that's the goal. I know what it
Do you
takes.
see what you just said just now? Just sounded really weird to me. I know
Okay.
what it takes to be in a successful marital situation.
Or a
That shit
healthy
right
marital
there,
situation. Yeah.
that shit right there, it sounds like something that you have to do, or something that is just like not natural. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know what it takes to be in a successful marital situation. Like, I don't, it just sounded weird to me, honestly. Like, it just really
I'm
did.
saying if marriage is the goal, I'm saying like I understand the level of like dedication and work that it requires, in the sense
Okay.
that it's different if you're just dating somebody, right? But like if
Right.
you're basically saying like, hey, I want to make this person my life partner,
Right.
because I've gone down that road before, I'm kind of like, this, it's not a game, it's not an easy decision, it's not something to be taken lightly and just kind of like
Right.
jumped into and stuff. So I
Facts.
guess for me,
Facts. Okay.
that's the scary part, right? It's kind of like,
Okay.
I've done that, I've done the work before, am I willing to do it again? And for me, I think it comes down to, will I find somebody that is worth doing that much work again?
That's real.
Yeah, I've been down that road, and yeah, I'm definitely willing to do the work again. Yes.
That's dope.
Yeah, I am.
I'm scared. I don't feel like I could. I feel. I'm just gonna set this up for when he comes on. I feel like I'm always approached with the Dexes of life who are scared and
Oh.
intimidated. Like
Ooh, is that
they
man
see
tuned
me.
in?
they see me and they're like, oh no, you're a bully. You don't take anything serious. And at first, like I just feel like that's always gonna be what I get. The men that are really afraid to even get to know me on a deeper level.
But Sauce, what's crazy is you've like elevated yourself to like a different place right now too,
Ooh,
where I'm hearing like, oh, she owns her own radio station.
Mogul.
You see what I'm saying?
But
So
that
it's like,
makes me
damn,
even more
that makes her-
intimidating.
They're like, oh, that makes her even more sexy, and I want to da.
No.
And I'm like, whoa.
Nope.
That's
Whoa.
not the response. That is actually not the response.
Opposite response.
Yeah, but that's kind of what
He's hearing
like,
in the
some
streets,
people
is what he's
think.
saying. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's kind of what some people think. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
those same
it's
people that are
sexy,
thinking
like,
that,
da.
those same people that are thinking that keep it to themselves. So what I am approached with again is the people with the other mindset of, oh no, girl, you're too aggressive. You're a bully. You're a joker. You don't know what I'm like. You don't know that I'm the bitch that be in here trying to cook and walking around with my drawers on, trying to trying to make sure that the nigga's good.
Wait a minute,
You heard her. You heard her.
No, I'm saying like I try to be a gourmet chef. If you want chef, if you want tacos and things, I got you.
She's
you know what I mean?
it with the taco.
Yeah, I mastered the air fryer, so we out here. You know what I mean?
I'm well versed in cooking.
Believe
we were talking to.
We've seen your Instagram cookathons, so that's another reason. Like then you shouldn't be worried about what I can do as long as you can hold your own. But niggas that would be like, I don't want to be with no chick that can't even do nothing.
I'm never worried about what a woman can do. Like I'm not worried about what a woman can do if she can cook or as long as this woman like has her mind right and she has her goals and she has her aspirations and she's striving for those things.
Where do y'all at of this world?
No way to be found.
Listen, whatever I can bring to the table to help her reach her goals and aspirations, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, because you don't need to cook, I'll cook. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking. If I'm fucking with, oh, she can't cook, I can't fuck with her. Nigga, didn't your fucking people teach you how to feed yourself? I'm just curious.
There's females out there that act like that too. There's women that act like that too.
You need to know how to feed yourself and cook. My grandmother told me at 13 years old,
don't let no woman make no. Yep. And don't let no one make no style on you.
I'm sorry, I got a house full of y'all keep seeing me talking to mad different people. All of a sudden I have a house full of guests. So real quick, Amanda Shay, come say hello. Come say hi real quick. Say hi.
Hey, bro.
Hey, I'm so sorry, y'all. Like it's Juneteenth.
If you gotta push out early, go ahead. Handle your business.
I'm so sorry. Like but I gotta tap out Dre. Listen, hold your own, fam.
Always,
together,
always.
Fam.
I got it. I got this.
She's putting on a lip gloss, fam.
I know. I got this. I got
Get ready.
It's getting real. All right,
I
Joe.
got this. I'm good.
Be the peace. Be the peace.
Bye.
Love y'all.
All right, bro.
As we push off of that, in our discussion group in Henny and Hotwings, and this might be come off to you too. Jill posted something really great in the room this week. Jill, can you tell us a little bit about that question that you posted? And we'll read up about it while she's telling you. I'll read up about the definition.
I'm listening. I just got to step away for a second, but I'm listening. Go ahead.
So I've recently been introduced to this new world of semen retention, where basically, y'all dudes ain't nothing during sex, and by
nutting, it's not nothing. It is jizzing, coming, yes, ejaculating.
Right.
The niggas ain't nothing. Like
right, legit. They ain't nothing. And I don't like it.
Is that a medical thing? Like I'm lost. What the fuck what did I just walk into, nigga? Like
it's called semen retention. And
so is this on purpose or because they can't?
It's on purpose. It is literally on purpose.
Let me see. Okay, here goes
Oh,
the
nigga.
article.
These niggas are Shaolin monks, nigga. That's what I'm telling you. That's what's going on right now. These niggas are Shaolin
Well,
monks.
that is a
nigga.
part of it, is being able to discipline yourself enough to the point where you control you control your pleasure.
I don't even know if Kegels can do that shit. Nigga. Like, what the
Because
fuck?
men do Kegels too, right?
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah.
Okay, here goes the article that I kind of just Googled and saw. What is semen retention? Semen retention is the practice of avoiding ejaculation. You can do this by abstaining from sexual activity altogether, of course, or you can learn how to orgasm without ejaculation. That's a very strong statement. Orgasm without ejaculation. Although it may sound like some wild new fad, the practice is probably as old as humankind. People have different reasons for trying it, from physical to emotional to spiritual. Keep reading. Okay. So where did this idea come from? Semen retention might seem like a modern concept, but it's only because websites and forums have made it easier to discuss such things openly. In reality, it's an idea that's been around a long time and actually part of some ancient practices. People give a variety of reasons for interest in semen retention, including belief that frequent ejaculation weakens you. Some say that semen retention improves fertility, sexual pleasure, or physical health. Many believe that sperm retention helps redirect sexual energies to other areas of life, or that it improves emotional health and spiritual growth. So what do you think about that? Would you ever, hearing that, it sounds really good, right? It sounds like, damn, physically I'm doing good, mentally, spiritually, everything makes me do good by retaining my sperm. Would you ever retain it?
I don't know about all that shit, so.
So Jill, tell us a little bit. Are you interested in telling us a little bit about why you posted that question?
Because
did you ever have to deal with it or something like that, or you were confused, or?
Yeah, I mean, so I had an experience where it was like I put in my best work. I mean, my best work. Okay, and then it was kind of like
Picasso.
Legit.
You painted a picture.
Okay?
You painted a picture.
I was on my Picasso. Okay, and I'm like, still nothing? Are you kidding me?
Did you know before that is what was going on? Okay, all right.
Because had I known going in, I definitely wouldn't have worked so hard if I knew that wasn't going to be no happy ending, right? So, so afterwards, as we're discussing it, I'm literally trying to like assess how trash my pussy had to be in order for me to put on
such a great
performance.
Wait.
And there was nothing at the end.
The question is, did you have a happy ending?
I had several happy endings, and it was still, and I mean, yes, that's all fine and dandy.
You're feeling away because you're like, well, why are you not having a happy ending?
Exactly.
Okay.
I didn't like it. It didn't feel good.
Is it ego? It was ego, like it was just your ego?
That's ego driven.
It's 100% ego.
Yeah,
it is
ego
definitely 100% ego, because I feel like, you know, when you're done with the act or whatever, and you see the evidence of your hard work, you know what I'm saying, on your face, on your back, or wherever the heck it is, you know, wherever it lands, right?
On your face.
Wow. Yeah, like a facial. Come on, stop it, guys. Seriously. I know, Sauce, you're not into that, but I'm saying, like, regardless.
I'm pretty sure Dre has done a few of those facials.
Yeah, Dre looks like the kind of dude who's done a few facials in his lifetime. But yeah, so I'm saying, like, it's nice to see the visual manifestation of your work. So when there isn't that visual, it's kind of like, what did I do here? What did I accomplish?
Because
what is wrong with me?
Dre, do you care if you make a woman nut or not?
Absolutely.
So would it be like, because I found out that there's something called edging, which is a woman prolongs her orgasm, which I cannot do at any point in time. I am just not good at that. I am very quick with it. You know, bang, bang, it's done. So it is, would you feel something?
You're like a 1 minute woman. Oh shit.
A two
like
pump chump.
Woman. Okay.
2 pump chump is what I like to say.
Okay.
Um,
All right. All
so
right.
you know, like if you weren't able to bring a woman to that point in life, hey friend, if you weren't able to bring a woman to that point in a sexual experience, wouldn't that make you feel some type of way too? So even if you were to nut, you'd be like, damn it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I would have to redeem myself, like, because that's not what it's about. For me, it's not about me, it's about the woman at the end of the day.
And vice versa. For me, I want to make sure that, you know, you get yours too. So when you don't get yours and you're telling me like, no, I really had a great time, how am I supposed to believe that? Like, there's no evidence, as
Right.
evidenced by
Right.
what?
Like, it's
By
like,
what?
why the fuck are you lying to me right now?
I
Exactly.
was there.
Exactly.
Nothing happened. You know, like,
Exactly.
Like, yeah, you didn't do shit. Like, what?
yeah.
So is why?
Where is
How
it
is that
at?
okay? Like,
Did I
it's not
not put in my
okay
Exactly.
good
for me.
work?
No, no, no. I,
I
me
mean, no.
personally, I take pride in that shit. Like,
As
I
do
got to
I.
see that. No,
I'm
I
an
got to
artist. I'm
see.
sensitive
I
about
got to
my
see.
shit,
Yes,
right?
like
I don't think that's
I'm. If
how
I'm,
it works.
if I listen, if I'm painting my picture, I need to see my picture finished. Like
Precisely.
I'm not stopping mid-stroke, for lack
Exactly.
of a better term.
Exactly.
Yes,
But
no,
because
that's
Exactly.
not what we're doing.
because you're a healthy guy kind of all around, you know, you take very good care of yourself. This does sound like a really great
Mhm.
way to continue to take care of yourself, you know, as long as you make her come and whatever like that. You're not necessarily, do you think that you would ever be able to do this, to try this, Bill, like, you know, I'm going to try to hold it in? Do you have any discipline in that area?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
I mean,
tried
you
that.
only got one kid, so that's a really good indication that you could
Yeah, no,
not,
no, no.
like, you're
I've tried.
careful.
I've tried the retention thing, but it's just and at some point it's gonna happen. You know, like
Then you
I
didn't really
tried.
try. You didn't retain anything at all.
I didn't retain it. I didn't retain it, but I tried. I tried. I
Jill,
tried
how do
to
you
because
go ahead?
for me, trying to retain is me wanting to see my partner like have multiple orgasms or
Right.
like that. That's what I get a kick out of. You know what I'm saying? So her having multiple orgasm and me not reaching that climax yet, it's fine with me. Like at some point I'll get there, but it gives me pleasure to know that she is getting there multiple times. That's what it is for me.
So I guess this begs the question, like, is pleasure mental or is it physical? Because to
It's
hear this person tell it, it's kind of like, no, seeing you, you know,
it's
pleased really did it for me. Like, I didn't need to nut in order for me to feel, you know, the maximum amount of
yeah,
pleasure.
like yeah, no, yeah, yeah. It's mental and physical. So you gotta like I guess for a man it's like it for a man it's like okay, where am I at? Is it mental or is it physical for me right now? If you're more connected to a woman, I feel it's more mental for you. If you're not emotionally connected like that, it's more physical for you. You just
Oh,
I'm gonna ski and that it is what it is. But if you're
right,
more
right.
emotionally connected and it's somebody that you really rock with, it becomes a mental thing where you want to see her pleased more than you want to see yourself pleased physically.
Mm.
But mentally you're pleasing yourself because she is being pleased with multiple orgasms.
I don't know. I just feel like it's cool. It would be cool to do it sometimes, maybe. But then sometimes you should kind of give her, you know, give her that
Listen.
satisfaction to
I'm
stroke her
not
ego.
saying do that shit every time you have sex.
I'm not
Right,
that
right.
nip. Don't do that.
Let's be clear. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm
Hmm.
saying in certain instances or circumstances, you might just be mentally like where you just want to see that woman pleased, and you not being pleased in that moment is perfectly fine with you. But you're being pleased mentally, knowing that your partner that you're connected with is being pleased by you on several occasions in that one instance. So
Jill, how
that's
does
all
that
I'm
make you
saying.
feel? Like listening to what was the explanation when you spoke about it? Was it that same thing, or you know, like,
Yeah,
oh,
it
this
was
helped you a
like
little bit?
the explanation was pretty much like, you know, you've done all of these wonderful things, you know, you've catered to me in all of these ways, and so the least I could do is make sure that I please you. And so
But then after you get pleased multiple times, don't you? It's like, is it selfish to have to do semen retention? It could. I feel like in some ways it can almost be taken as a little selfish. Like, okay, you
But see,
made me
this is
pleased.
where, but see, listen, this is where communication comes in.
Talk
Like,
to
Yeah.
me.
are we not talking about this?
Like, when do you have this
okay.
conversation? While you are there? Like,
Like,
hey, baby, I
listen,
don't
like,
want to.
no, you tell, like, yo, listen, you have to voice what you want. They say a closed mouth
Conversation.
don't get fed. Like,
Yeah.
nigga, like, you gotta, nigga, I done came 20 times. When are you gonna come? I want you
Can
to
you?
do that.
Yes. Can you please come?
Can you
Because I
just
would
do
really
it?
appreciate
But
that.
now you will see if that person is like, okay, this is what you want, have it. Then
Just
that
like
will
that.
probably
Have
please you.
it.
Have it. Like,
There you
so
go.
now here, there you go. You have it. Now it's a communication, it's a conversation, and you can have that conversation during that process. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't feel there's something wrong with that. But some
Yeah.
people might feel like, oh, I can't ask for what I really want while I'm having sex with this person. Well, you probably shouldn't be having sex with this person.
Facts. Agreed.
And after your conversation, Jill, when you had that situation, what was the consensus? Did you say, hey, I need that? And was it met with what you wanted, or was it one of those things where it's like, I know you need it, but this is what I do?
I mean, the promise is that it's coming. It's coming. So
Like Christmas?
right. Pretty
So
much.
are you
it's,
like
it's
today,
coming.
tomorrow, like right
Like
now? Like when is it
when?
coming?
Like,
How long
legit,
do I have to
like,
wait?
Like 2 minutes or like 1 hour? Or is it like, no, eventually later on down the line, after our 6 month, I'll start like letting it go. Like,
what line are we talking about? What line are we talking about here? So I was like,
meaning
I
like,
get it.
are you 6 months from now, are you going to start coming, or are we still practicing retention? Like, what is the time frame of this buildup in order to please you? Because at this point,
next time it goes down, if I don't see if the semen is still being retained, we gonna have problems, because
I feel
I've
like
made it very clear that I need it. I need to see the visual.
I feel like when I was in a similar situation, I got used to it after a little while. Because at first I too had the notion, oh my God, I have the trashiest box ever in the world. Like, it's literally
Right.
trash.
So
And
women
messes
really
with your
think
self-esteem.
women really think like that, huh?
yeah, I mean,
That's
we're
crazy.
human too.
Wow, I
Like,
didn't
we
know
have
that.
we actually have
I
egos.
didn't
We
think that.
actually want to please you. We actually care about how you
So
feel.
what do you think if a guy comes in 2.2 seconds? What do you like?
That
How
it
do you
was
view
real
him?
good. Like, he
Are
could
you
hit
looking
that.
are you looking at it like I got the magic box?
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
is that what you're doing?
Exactly. That's exactly
Or
what
are you looking at it like, damn, this nigga just can't hold his shit? Like, I don't know. How do you look at that?
But I also think that you guys take it to extremes, right? Like, nobody wants a 2-pump chump, but also I don't want to have sex for 30 hours either. Like,
what's your limit? Because someone asked that. Did somebody ask that? Yeah, somebody asked that. Shout out to him, Aggie, from In the Black podcast. What is your length? Like, what is your ideal length of sex time? Both of you. I'm
like just pure coitus. I'm good. Like 30
like
minutes max.
Is that including foreplay?
No. I'm just saying, like, just pure coitus, like
Pure humping and
penetration
and up in there.
Yeah.
Dre.
I think I max out at 30 minutes.
I think I max out at about 22 minutes.
I think it depends on the connection that I have with a person. Depends on my maximum time.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what's
the deeper the
longest
connection, the longer you go?
The deeper the connection, the longer I go, because that's when I get into the retention.
Or the deeper the connection, the longer you go. No? All right. Okay.
Tough crowd.
The deeper the connection is, like, you don't want to, like, I don't want to fucking dump my load at this point. I want to prolong
Dump
it for
my
as long as I
load sounds
possibly, as I
really.
can possibly go.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, that's just what it is. I want to prolong it for as long as I possibly can. But you will get to a point where, like, well, shit, I can't hold it anymore. Then here you go, have it.
You get a baby. You get a baby.
You get a baby. You get a
I mean,
baby.
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily need it anymore. I think that what it does to the female is maybe teaches her how to be spoiled and to just get what she needs to get. And then it's kind of like, okay, since you're not going to do it anyways, then it's on my time. I'm going to be done when I want to get done. And I don't care how blissful you are feeling. You're not going to come. So there's really I feel like coming at the end of a session is like, the grand finale. Now we can eat a sandwich. We can watch
the climax.
TV.
The climax to the movie.
Exactly. And then after that, you do a little fall from grace, and then you end up cuddled, and she's big spooning you. Or in my case, I would definitely big spoon you.
Oh, I love a big spoon.
Do you? You're so little.
I love being the big spoon. It makes me feel so powerful.
Whatever.
Wow.
I'm blushing. So
Wow.
Why?
All right.
I don't know, because
So you wouldn't be okay with your lady being the big spoon, Dre?
I'd feel like a bitch.
Why would
Stop
you feel like
me. What the fuck? Why are you fucking spooning me?
Because it's
Like,
sweet. Like, she just wants to latch onto your back like a little koala. Like a big spoon, but a little koala, because you feel so, good.
Come here, let my arm fall asleep. Come here.
I know, right?
That sounds really fucking weird.
Are you a cuddler?
I'm a cuddler for somebody that I'm really into. Yes, I will cuddle with that motherfucker till my fucking right arm falls asleep, and I yank it out when it's time to go to bed. But when she falls asleep, I'll drag that shit out and roll my ass over and go to bed. Yeah.
See, I'm the person who wants our feet to be, at least, even if you turn the other way, I'm gonna stick my foot like right in between yours. I'm such a.
See, I'm cool
Dre,
with that. If
Dre, why won't you really love her?
Into, like, oh my God.
Dre.
I don't know.
You know what? I'm
Dre,
just gonna
seriously, why won't you love her?
Yeah, Dre, why won't you love me?
Sauce. I love sauce. I love sauce.
No, why won't you love her? Because that's all she's ever wanted in life. I kid you not. She's
in life.
Wants you to love her.
I just would just have to stop all the bullshit. I'd be like, oh, got him. All right, I'm in the house. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna be over here being a CEO with my boo. But
exactly.
That's why I feel like we talked about this when BNF was there. I think that Dre might fall under the umbrella of wanting to have someone that he is able to fix and build into the person that he may be able to, like, like that save a home mentality a little bit. Like, if she's not already ready made, then maybe, like, I can help her get ready made. Like, why don't you guys ever go for the women? And this is aside from myself. I already know that, I'm going to get that soon. But, like, if other women, I'm sure other women have approached you who have some serious credentials too. What makes you choose someone else over them? Over somebody who's kind of ready-made and has it together and has that sexy life, like ambitious, ting.
Kai, close my door.
I don't.
Close my door.
So that's a good question.
Yeah, we had Woody from BNF came on, and he pretty much had this, like, like this Captain Save-A-Home mentality, where it's like,
I think in my therapy,
a lot of guys have that.
I have done therapy, and my therapist has said that, like, you have a bad picker and you want to save people. My therapist said that, and I think it goes back to, like, childhood trauma of how, like, my childhood was and how I grew up and not being with my biological mom and and XYZ. So a lot of that mentality goes back to childhood trauma. And that's why a lot of people are the way they are when they become adults. They're stringing along things from their childhood. That's all I can say really about that.
So, I mean, after going through therapy though, like, do you feel that you are still at the place where you are still picking the, you know, the fixer uppers?
No, I'm not. I don't
Okay.
want to fix her upper. I don't
Okay.
want to fix her upper.
You've
No,
done
I
it
want
before?
somebody that I can. Yeah, absolutely.
And
Multiple
what
times.
was that like? Like, what kind of, what does it do for a man to be able to fix her up? And I know it's like fix her up, but let's call fix her up.
You fix her up to go be with the next nigga. That's what that does.
That's all that is, right? You don't even reap the benefits.
You don't reap the benefits of that. You fix her up to go be with the next nigga, and then he gets somebody that's like fixed or partially fixed, and then he can fix her up more. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, that's just how it goes.
No, I mean, I think that what I do love about Dre is that when we do have these conversations, I like them because I know that he relates to a lot of, you know, the things that a lot of, you know, because I'm a woman, I speak to more women, that a lot of women talk about. Like, exactly what you say. You sit there and you fix this person up, and you kind of, you know, like, we had an episode called The Starter Wife, where you literally like do all that you can to build this person up into the person that they are going to be for the next person. So
Right.
you don't get to reap the benefits of all that you have done. And I think that's a really hard part why people hold on to people for so long, because it's like, damn, I already put on all this time, all this effort, all this money. I invested so much into this person that I can't possibly walk away until I exhaust.
Right.
So how do you get over that? Like that's I guess that's where I am. I never am able to get out of it.
I think that shit comes with time, and that shit comes with you being mentally strong and understanding, like, listen, that it is just what it is.
Listen, I
help
fucked
that
up.
person. You help that person get to a place where they don't want to fuck with you anymore, but you help them get out of a place to where they're at another level, and they're probably going to meet someone that's going to reap the benefits of what you did. You have to be okay with that. You can't beat
son, I
yourself
feel
up
like I
about
gotta
it.
snuff them out. Like, I gotta like end it all.
But
because
what is that gonna do for you,
I
though?
mean, satisfaction.
How, Sauce?
Because
I'm not. How? What are you gonna do?
That's
What are
like
you gonna
me
do?
building a house. I'm building a whole house, and then somebody decides, hey, I want that house, and snatches it from you. And now this whole house that you sat there and built, you don't even get to live in? No, burn that shit down.
Man, like, listen, that shit happens more often than you can fucking imagine.
I mean, it happens all the motherfucking time to me.
More often than you can imagine, Sauce.
How many niggas have you built? What's going on?
I've been building niggas since about 1983.
Let me find out Sauce is Captain Builder hole, nigga.
That Captain Builder nigga. You know, like, I feel like I you know, like, oh, I can't wait to have him on. But I feel like I get a really bad rep for being, you know, outwardly whatever because of the persona that I have to be and the career choice in which I decided that I wanted to go in. But I would really like to really be in the house cuddled up, like watching movies, barbecuing on a tiny little small grill on the back porch.
I think once you get to a certain age, that's what all of us want, Sauce.
So why is it so hard to find it if we are all in this pool of
because people are fucking damaged goods, Sauce.
That is true. After a certain part, even though you're like, I'm ready, you're like, all of my experience thus far have led me to the point where I'm a little jaded. Like, I love myself, and I'm good.
I'm not well.
So guess what, Sauce? I'm okay with grilling and my son getting in the pool and him eating a fucking burger and me being in the fucking gazebo, and yeah. So I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with that. Like, I'm at that point. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't need somebody here to live that particular life. Whenever that person falls in line, and they fall in line, it is what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, it's come down to my selection process. I was dating a guy one time, and his circumstances were not the greatest. And so my mom literally said to me, she was like, "Sweetie, you're not Jesus Jr. Like, why are you out here?"
Jesus Jr.
Yeah, like, why are
You
you out
can't.
here trying to?
I think she wanted to say you cannot save that hoe. Like pretty much,
Right.
you cannot
I mean,
save
like,
that
and
hoe.
that was, and I had to realize that, like, you know, I'm attracted to, like, that's my toxic trait, right? That I'm attracted to people that require saving. And so, you know, she's like, there's nothing good will come out of that situation where you're trying to save somebody. And for what? Like, what do you gain from that? And I was like, oh, touche. So, you know,
Touche. You got
you
that,
got
mom.
that. Right, exactly. So since then, it has really drastically changed my selection process. Like, when I meet somebody who seems really, really damaged or really, really broken, like, am I trying to be Jesus Jr. out here in these streets and trying to save somebody? Or is this somebody that I can actually have a healthy partnership with? Because
Or
if
do
I don't ask
you just chuck the deuce and say, all right, I'm gonna see you later,
I
fam,
feel
and
like
I will
that's
never see
easier
you
said
again.
than done. Like, I have had those thoughts a lot of times. Like, I'm out. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here. And then it's kind of like, okay, one more chance. I'm not going to give you 63 chances, and we're on 61. So you better get it together. You got 2 more chances. Like,
Jesus
what
Christ.
point do you like literally have enough that you chuck the deuces?
I think once it becomes detrimental to your own, like,
Yeah.
mental health, I think that's when you
Yes.
owe it to
Yes.
yourself to, you know, walk
Mm-hmm.
away, right? Like, if you're not
Mm-hmm.
taking that internal inventory and asking yourself, like, how am I doing in all this? Am I okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes
Mm.
we're such givers, and we're so
We
eager to
disregard our
our
feelings.
own feelings, right? Like, we're making sure
Yes.
everybody else is good, and then we never really do that self check-in
Yes.
to make sure that
Yes.
we're okay. And sometimes when you do that self check-in, you realize, yeah, I'm doing way too
I'm
much.
not okay.
Fall
Like
back.
I'm
I'm
not
Exactly.
not
okay
okay
at
at all.
all.
Yep, exactly. Like, this is
I'm
Exactly.
not
not
good.
okay, nigga. Like this is not good, nigga. Like
I am not in a good
like
place.
I'm a Libra and my scale is like this right now.
Exactly.
What the fuck
Exactly.
is going on
And I
right
think that
now?
as
Like
we're all 3 Libras here, and I do feel like we do feel that a lot. Like, something ain't right. I'm putting in a lot more than what I'm getting back, and that shit feels really icky. My skills are not balanced, and I think it throws off our balance completely. Like, you know, like,
Completely.
what is it? Like, I can't deal with it. We want to stick to it to see if it's gonna get better, and you will
yes.
stick in a little bit more longer to, you know,
Because
like,
you
okay.
gotta understand, Sauce, the Libra mentality is we're natural givers and we always give people the benefit of the fucking doubt.
Mm-hmm. It's
Always,
very
all
unfortunate.
the
Yeah.
time. And it's unfortunate because it plays a role in our relationships, like our adult relationships. You know what I'm saying? It plays a huge role because you're always trying to give someone the benefit of doubt, and you're always trying to see the good in that person, and you're always hoping that that person will see what you see, and
Yep.
then you will eventually be on the same page.
It
And
don't
it
ever
doesn't
work that.
happen.
It don't work that way.
It doesn't
It don't
happen.
ever work that way. I mean,
Sometimes.
if it does work out, it's for a little short time, and then it's back to the same bullshit. And I think that we have to do a better job with kind of I think Dre has this problem too with kind of, and we talked about it, like, being able to see the bullshit when it starts as it is bullshit, not like us being, you know, short-minded or narrow-minded or whatever. We've got to be able to see the bullshit and be like, you know what, this shit ain't for me. I don't deserve
Right.
this motherfucking shit. This is
Right.
not for me.
But then remember what you just said. Oh, this is number 61. You got 2 more times before you
Yep.
reach 63. That's our problem, so
It is. It is. It's
it's our
terrible.
problem, bro. Like, and that's just what it is.
Let's work on checking in and seeing how we're doing. Like, I'm gonna start doing that. Dre, Are you behaving? Are you letting things go when you're supposed to be letting them go?
Right,
I
right,
think we
right.
need, like, I think Libras might need an accountability partner. Like, are you
Yeah,
doing too much?
accountability, a
Yeah,
support system, like
yeah,
whatever the case may be. People need that. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
in all facets of life, you need that. You need to be held accountable. You need a support system. You know, it'll only help you grow and help you to be better in life. In all actuality.
Let's
Right.
leave. Go
That's
ahead.
what my therapist is for me, because when I start saying things that sound a little, like my usual kind of toxic patterns and stuff, she's like, it sounds like you're doing that thing again that you normally do. Like,
Mind your
oh, shoot.
business.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? But I
Like, leave
need
me
that
alone.
because
Yep. I know.
you don't want to do it, but we fall into our old patterns and stuff. So I always appreciate her bringing me back to back to center, and it's kind of like, okay, where are you really at with this, and checking in with myself. So for me, therapy has definitely helped me be accountable to myself, not even anyone else, just myself.
Period.
I've been starting to check in with myself like on a weekly basis.
Like, what do you mean
Like
check in with yourself?
that's like just check in with myself. Like, yo, are you good? Like, over the last week, XYZ transpired. How are you mentally, emotionally? Da 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 da. Like, I've been checking in with myself, and I feel like people don't check in with themselves enough.
Like, how
To
am
Yeah.
I
know
doing,
how
girl?
they're really, yeah, like, yeah, no, legit sauce, like, no bullshit. Like, yo, you gotta ask you, like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How, like, this past week, XYZ happened. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that not happening that you might have wanted to happen? Like, are you okay with that? Like, can you live with that? Can you move on from that? XYZ. You have to check in with yourself.
How's that been going as you check
Yeah.
in with yourself?
It's like a roller coaster ride, I
I'm
would
really not
say.
okay myself.
Like, I'm not okay with I'm telling myself, like, well, I'm not really okay with that, but I really have no control over that. There's
Mm.
nothing I can do about that. So I have to continue to do what I've been doing for me. Period, point blank. That's like, these are the conversations I'm having with myself.
Yeah.
I and we're gonna kind of end it there because we're approaching the 2 hour mark. You said that you are getting ready to drop your album. Right now, you have Prime Time on the Scene, which is your first single from that album. How's that
Yes.
doing?
It's doing extremely well. I'm getting a lot of great feedback. The video is actually on my website right now, but people can't view it because there has to be a login for it. So
What's it long?
right now, I'll text you the login so you can see
Okay.
it. So, uh,
Text me something else too.
but yeah, so the website is www.drerobinson.online. That's my website. People can go there. We're going to be driving everybody to the website. You can see the merch. You can see show information. You can see everything that you need to see pertaining to Dre will be on the website. And once we make the video, the primetime video live, everybody will be able to see it. We're going to be doing a like we did the Zoom conference, we're going to be doing one for the public coming up real soon. We're putting that together now. And
Socially distant.
once we do that, then everybody will have access to the video and everything else that's going on around the Golden in My State project, which is a 6-song EP. It's ready to go now, and we're just doing the promo and just trying to get everything to a point where we feel like, okay, it's time to drop it and let it go.
I'm really excited about it. I'm actually extremely proud of you for pushing forward.
You
I've
always
been
been talking
I've
shit, like, get on
been
your game.
come
You
on,
be
my
get
nigga. Like,
slacking,
come
nigga.
on.
You
Like,
gotta
let's
do this. You gotta
go.
do that. Yeah,
Let's
let's go,
go.
Dre. Let's go. Let's go.
As your
I've
wife
been on my
and your
shit,
biggest
Sauce.
fan, I gotta make sure that
Don't play with me.
Zaddy is doing what he's supposed to do because we're supposed to be building this empire together. Because I don't need to build you and you don't need to build me because we are built, baby. Anyhow, you said the website is drerobinson.online. Social media.
DreRobinson.online. Yes.
Perfect. Social media. Where can we find you across all social media and all that good stuff?
You can find me on Instagram at Dre the underscore God and Dre the God on Twitter, and on my Facebook is Andre Robinson. My Facebook is Andre Robinson, but I mostly drive people to my IG because my IG has the fan link that will drive people to the website, and they can see everything from there and be up to date on everything that we have going on. So Dre the underscore God on Instagram. You can go there and it will drive you to everything that you possibly need to know about Dre Robinson.
And we'll make sure that we link it from there too. Do you have, I know you said that you don't necessarily have a date of when it's going on. It's kind of like once you get to the point, you'll know when to. Is there kind of a time frame of when it's going to be dropping? Because I'm really excited.
Collectively as a unit, because it's a think tank, it's not just me by myself. So collectively as a unit, we're just going with the flow right now. Me, Show Off Marketing with Brandon Matthews, Polymore Music,
shout out to
with
him.
Politics. We're just collectively right now, we're just working. And when we all get to a point where we feel like, okay, it's time to drop the project will be dropped.
I'm really excited. Are you excited?
I'm super excited. That's why I've been doing these 50 for Fridays. You saw the one I dropped this earlier. And it's this thing I've been doing, like every Friday I'm gonna hit cats with 50 or more bars, and it doesn't have to be a particular a topic. I'm just showing cats that like I can really rap.
Can you freestyle something about what have we been talking about tonight? About
semen retention.
No semen retention.
No, whoa. We're not gonna talk about retaining semen tonight.
No, not tonight.
Nope.
Next time.
Nope, not even next time.
Not next time
either.
either.
Talk about it.
All right. So you won't be retaining any semen.
I will not be retaining any semen. No, I'm sorry.
Boo.
No,
Retain
I will not.
it.
No. Dre Robinson, Dre the underscore God fan link. Go holler.
Make sure you watch his stories. He's always working out half naked. It looks real nice.
No.
I really like it.
Yeah,
when I go to his house to interview him about Golden in My State naked, I will tape it for you guys to see.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure everyone will appreciate that. Right, legit. With that said.
I'm gonna head out, y'all.
No, you can head out if you want to. I know where you at. I'm gonna head in. Bars. You gotta appreciate a girl with lyrics. But anyways, thank you so much, Dre, for coming on tonight and talking to us about life and about everything that you have going on. Good luck in all your endeavors. Jill Badu, last words.
Final thoughts. Dre, I appreciate your insight. And that weekly check-in is definitely something that I will work on incorporating into my
absolutely
week. That's super insightful.
Absolutely.
Dre, any final thoughts?
It was a blast.
Okay, good.
My final thoughts is Henny and Hotwings. The hot seat is the shit. I want to come back.
Yo, let us get a drop, please.
To the hot seat.
Yeah,
I'm coming back to the hot seat, then.
And you got to make sure you bring DB with you so that we can talk to him.
And I'm gonna make sure DB is with me because he's tight right. He's tight right now.
I know. I should have set it up earlier for him so that we could have had a reunion. But it's gonna be much more of you.
He was trying to,
it's gonna be much
more. I'll be
more.
back on a hot seat.
And this is Henny and Hotwings. Thank you guys for coming to another serving of Henny and Hotwings. Make sure you follow us across all social media at Henny and Hotwings on Instagram, Facebook. Myself, Miss Hot Sauce, to you, Jill _Badu. Miss Mofilla had to roll out, and we will link all of Dre's information when we post up the episode on both YouTube. People, you guys can see the whole entire interview on the TV, Hennessy and Hotwing TV on YouTube, and that way you can see how I flirted with Dre and how I made this happen because I'm manifesting a happy life between us. I
Don
love you,
Julio
Dre.
and Riscato.
Whatever.
Love
Anyways,
you too,
people,
y'all.
thank you for coming. We will talk to you guys later. Blah.